just in case.
I think I'm going through a dead spot, but so I could kind of hear you guys. Yeah, I didn't bring my laptop because I just like, big security concern, and then I couldn't work if I didn't have a laptop. So it was like, all right, I'm gonna force myself to not have that. But yeah, it would have been useful.
We're listening to, I'm not sure who, but the connection started dropping. So now we have no speaker.
Well, I can at least hear you, Proteus.
Yep, same. Great
Yeah, I
surprise.
mean, it wasn't me. I wasn't the one speaking. The person speaking suddenly dropped out, I think.
Yeah, they must have cut. Oh well. He'll be back. He'll be back. I know her. Next time. Oh, can a knower hear us?
Can you hear Sinful, Honora? Can you hear me? I can see.
Nope.
Oh, Honora
like,
connecting
nope,
twice. Ooh, that's strange.
We're losing our speakers quickly. Fancy.
Oh no.
Distraction.
How about those cows? I don't know.
How about those Argentinian Red Sox? Um, so Fancy, in my video in the CBD Discord, did you hear that weird noise?
I replayed it like 3 times and I couldn't hear what you were talking about because I'm usually pretty good about identifying animal noises.
It was weird as fuck. It sounded like okay, some people would say an owl, but I say it could have been a squally.
Maybe it was a Bigfoot. Florida Bigfoot.
Owl bears in your region?
The Florida Bigfoot can reach to be about 6 feet tall in width. All right, let's see if a knower is here. Hello, known
Yeah,
unknown. Hello, welcome.
I'm on Wi-Fi now. I might actually be able to talk. What's up, guys?
Here, yeah. How are you today?
Not bad, not bad. Just enjoying a nice afternoon in Decentraland, outside of Lyon, France. Continuing my road trip, I guess. Proteus, are you in France too?
Can't hear anymore.
I can hear you and know her. I think.
It was sounding staticky for me.
It's a little windy here.
Oh,
my fault.
Can hear again.
Let me try to get as close to my hotel as I can. I'm like trying to walk around outside, but seems like I need to be semi-tethered to the Wi-Fi. My data is not cooperating.
And Knower, where are you? You are not stateside, right? Are you exploring the world?
I think I lost connection. It's breaking up.
we might be losing a knower. No.
We're such a global audience. Like that is something so cool that we are literally just all over the world, just chatting it up on a Saturday, and that is so cool. Even if we have issues like this.
Okay, is it a little better now?
Really feels being alive.
A lot better on Nowhere.
Okay, cool. I think I'm actually on the Wi-Fi now.
Nice.
Hey, so what part of the world are you exploring today?
I'm currently in France, um, outside of a city called Lyon.
Weren't you in Poland
Nice
like yesterday?
gastronomy over there.
Switzerland. I was in Switzerland yesterday.
Switzerland, okay. How was Switzerland?
It was cool. Um, I've always appreciated what that country stands for, you know, remain neutral but build strong fortresses.
Yes.
What about that jet lag? Are you dying?
For some reason, it doesn't usually affect me as much. I just kind of like exercise when I get to a new place and kind of try to adjust my sleep schedule beforehand. And for some reason, that seems to help.
The brain.
And now I'm super self-conscious about talking loudly because I'm in this room that like echoes like crazy.
Oh,
No, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. It's mind. It's just a mind over matter. That's all.
don't mind, so it don't matter.
Proteus, were you saying that you're in France?
Uh, I grew up there. Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah. Driving around the Arc de Triomphe was definitely a very interesting experience.
Oh yeah, getting stuck in that rotary for forever. All cars
Well,
go in and never come out.
getting stuck is never fun. No, actually, when it's not stuck, when you actually have to keep paying attention to what's coming on the right and taking your priority over what's coming on the left and all that. It's quite an interesting
Yeah, I left
computer
that up to
game
my
kind of
Uber
stuff.
driver on the way out, but it looked stressful.
It definitely takes a bit of practice. Yeah, Paris is nice. Unfortunately, Parisians live there. It can be rather arrogant, rather demanding, rather.
Uh, so- Something tells me I wouldn't survive driving in Europe. Yeah, no.
I mean, if you think Miami is bad, oh my God, Paris was like, I don't even think I would attempt it. There's no straight roads. Everything is like, it's like a big snail.
But you're only saying that because you're right, you're driving to the right and everything's opposite, right?
No, they drive
Well,
on the same side of the road here.
no,
Oh,
it's
they
really
do.
like indeed like the streets in Paris are not like as well defined as in more modern cities. And so it can be hard to figure out exactly where the road is if you're more used to more linear, straightforward stuff. So it's definitely an interesting challenge.
I see.
Yeah,
You just mentioned Paris. Are you gonna go see Buffalo?
I tried to, but it seems like he was pretty busy. And I was only in Paris for 2 nights, so I kind of dropped it on the last minute. So I understood. It happens.
Yeah,
But next time,
I feels. Yeah, next time, next time. He was probably partying somewhere.
I think he's doing an
it
event
sounded like
today, isn't he? I think there's some event he's doing today.
he had a lot of work on his plate. He was like, "I'm pretty much gonna be working day and night, so I wish I could hang out with you, but I don't even have time." So, but I've been there. I know how that is.
Yep, I feels.
Oh, I know why I was thinking it. He's doing a set. I don't think it's with the Vipe superheroes, but it is a Vipe party today at like I think 3 o'clock Pacific. It's the 1 year. I feel like this isn't right, but they must not be lying. But like the 1 year anniversary of Vipe Heroes today, I think. So if you're around later, do that. Check that out. Ruston would probably know. So a knower, the food scene. Oh, and I'm sorry if I'm talking. I see Proteus, your mic is off, but I don't know if you're talking or not. Or maybe I'm
No,
recognizing.
it's just because I haven't figured out how to
Okay.
switch mute.
A knower, the food scene in Argentina versus Paris, or versus Europe. What do you think?
Definitely different. If you're into meat, I would go to Argentina. If you like Italian food, I would definitely come here. There's like a million Italian food places. I'm not super into French food. It's all like duck and rabbit and faux gras, whatever that is. I
Frog
still haven't
legs.
quite figured out exactly what that is. Yeah, frog legs, escargot. Definitely takes a more refined palate to enjoy the true French cuisine, I think. But I've been having like really good Italian food left and right. So I've heard there's like really good Mediterranean food too, but I haven't really tried that yet.
Wow, that is definitely a change from beef and beef.
I think I was beefed out.
Yeah,
I don't think I could have eaten another steak here.
Boeuf bourguignon is pretty good. Yeah, more beef.
Yeah.
It's actually not easy to do engineering if I've eaten something else than beef, another source of protein than beef, like chicken or pork or a lard really doesn't get me there the same. It's interesting. Um, I don't know about salmon, about fish. I haven't eaten so much of that. I don't know if that would help as much, but definitely notice the difference between.
It's an interesting theory, but I have another anecdote that would cancel that one out, and that's like one of the best engineers I've ever worked with was a proud and vocal vegan. So
Uh-huh. But the thing is,
I don't know.
different people have different brains, so it's not impossible. I had a totally different kind of way of
Very
doing
true.
engineering than me. So
So how is everybody feeling 1 week after the summit has ended? Are we all still feeling as optimistic as we were? I'm still trying to hold on to it as hard as I can.
ah,
I feel like I need to start doing some work and then it'll kick back in.
yeah. I mean, I just got home, so it's like I the first thing I did is go and buy some stuff at the item, not the item shop, the wearable shop, and then yeah, built a little scene, tested it out, and so I don't. Yeah, I mean, I think the optimism isn't going anywhere for me as long as like the client performs well, and that I don't know, it's rave mode happened to me like immediately, so that's unfortunate because apparently that's a memory issue that is out of our control, and hopefully that gets fixed. But yeah, otherwise I don't know. I'm stoked.
yeah, about all that. Last week I was talking about a possible bug hunting bounty program thingy. Um, um, yeah. We just finished the last week run for the game jam. Should be talking about that. Well, I didn't think about that. Dr. Drip and all that. Hey, how you doing? And so one of the really difficult things during that kind of event is indeed dealing with all the underlying issues with the SDK. And like I said last week, I heard stories of good coders just don't stay because of this kind of issues. And, if some kind of incentive like a bug hunting bounty, like even steps to reproduce, like 100% steps to reproduce, which seems to be something which is not I don't know if the foundation team is working with powerful computers, and so it's hard for them to reproduce some of the issues that other users have been encountering and all that kind of stuff. But ultimately, yeah, getting something that happens 100% of the time is also valuable and worthy of bounty and all that. So it is I think something that's missing. I found a number of issues while trying to get the new multiplayer sync entity thing to work for the bumper cars. Some bumper cars running in my scene if you want to try, and uh, sliding on ice and all that. So the actual prototyping, the actual like designing of the game dynamics on that was fun, but the like implementing what is written in documentation and seeing it not work is really frustrating. And having to take the time trying to figure out if it's me or if it's underlying problems, and quickly finding actually how to reproduce 100%, how to show this underlying problem and all that. And how many people must have found this really quickly and decided to, it's just not worth their time and left and all that. I don't know. It's my thoughts on the whole thing. Um, so yeah, I mean, now I'm gonna be looking into decompressing a bit and then doing all the yeah, I guess like the thing about um um reporting issues is that if you don't if you don't like if you don't do it like since the QA um I guess the team, I guess the QA team is missing and on the foundation side it's really important to get um issues described well so that the whole process, the whole effort is useful. And so yeah, it's administrative work, and so I've been putting together
I
all the information I need to put together to actually report properly all the issues that I've found with this latest run, like why the multiplayer wasn't working so well now, and all that. And so, but yeah,
Do you
that's the
report
next step.
those as they come up? Do
Well,
you report
the
those as
thing
they come
about
up?
it is that as they come up, I'm in the middle of a totally different mindset. It's really hard for me to get out of that mindset and get into that like administrative mindset, which is required to properly report it. And not only that, but like I also still have to do testing of what I found to see if indeed it is an issue of the underlying stuff and all that kind of stuff. And that is easier done if I continue on the project that I'm on and all that. And so I don't know. I don't report it. I don't like emerge out of my trance. Really, it's a trance. I can't really emerge with the trance and go report them. Now I will. Now that the project is done, now that the project is done, I have the time to step out of step in a different brain and do all of that stuff. And then yeah, and so but it would still be nice to have some kind of bounty thing associated to
Would
it.
you feel comfortable like creating like spearheading that and making a like a DAO proposal
Well,
to get
right.
some
Yeah,
kind of
yeah. Sure,
bounty
sure. I
that
would,
could
yeah,
like
yeah,
do what you're
actually,
talking about?
absolutely. But I wouldn't mind someone assisting though, because it's like I said, it's administrative stuff. It's the kind of stuff which is not easy for my more rapid prototyping kind of mindset to work with. And so if someone would want to assist with getting this kind of proposal written
No,
out,
you do it.
then that's
You do it. You come up with an idea, so then you got to do it. Because it's. I think everybody always
it's,
has ideas that they want other people to run with, but
no,
it sounds like that's important to
I
you,
I just
and other
want
people
assistance. I don't
might
actually
not
want
have
some.
the
I don't actually
same
want like help
priorities
per
you do.
se. I don't actually help per se. I want assistance. Dealing with the let's see. It's just not exactly easy how to explain this, but it's a subtlety which I recognize as in the and in this kind of response. Um, it's I don't know. It's really hard to explain. It's one of those things. Like I read several articles about people who are able to do deep engineering, but really have a hard time explaining what they do to others, and get frustrated when they're having to explain it to others. And it feels like there's some form of telepathy going inside and between my brains, and like I'm just thinking it. How can you not understand? I'm just thinking. There, don't you get it? And yeah, it's you have to tell them, no, we're not telepaths. And I had that told to me in the past, and that's what got the message across. People on the other side are not telepaths, so they have to put it into words and all that. And it's not an easy process. Um,
I think when people bring stuff up, it's
yeah,
especially important because it happens a lot in this space. When somebody comes up with an idea and they want other people to take it and run,
no,
it's kind of where that like it's kind of where like
yes,
we just are backseat drivers, we're along for the ride.
I
And I
agree.
just think that we have to transform ourselves from that to being like thought leaders. And so it's just that's why
Right.
I say, like, if it's important to you, do it,
No,
because
I agree. I
otherwise,
agree.
like,
Now,
I've got
so
my own
the thing about it is
priorities.
also the thing about it is also, there's also like constraints of time. There's like it's not possible for me to do every single thing that I
Exactly.
think
So
of
there's
doing.
other things that
So
people want to put in.
this is the main idea, the main reason I want to like put ideas out there and hope that people will pick up on them if I don't myself have the time to pick up on them. This one indeed is one that's important to me. So I will focus on it. But this is not one thing that I'm wanting to like throw out there and wanting someone else to pick up and run with. When all I'm asking for is assistance. The administrative, let's see, footwork, footwork, logistics. Is this like um, doing it for the very first time? It's just I don't know exactly how to put it into words. It's just like not asking someone to do it all for me. That's what I mean.
Well, maybe if somebody else hears it and wants to give
So
you a boost, then now they know who to come to for that.
right, thanks. Yeah, yeah, it's well, it's right. It shouldn't anyway hold me back from actually going and posting those issues that, I mean those the reports that I found and some of the fixes also that I have in the meantime, because I'm definitely interested in seeing the client working better for everybody, and seeing content producers staying and bringing more people in, so I can sell my wearables and all that. But yeah, I definitely will try to get this proposal for bug bounty program going as well.
It seems like we do have a bug bounty program, but it's more focused on like finding vulnerabilities in the smart contracts and
Yeah,
things like that.
right. No, yeah, I really mean for issues in the SDK that are like glaring. But for example, I don't know how many people have experienced this, like the sticky keys. The fact that some of the keys don't get reported to the SDK when there too many of them are pressed in the same frame. Like even key down and key up in the same frame are gonna overwrite each other. Um, Not everybody experiences it, but the fact that it happens is I mean, is reason enough for any kind of team that's supposed to um, okay. What I meant to say is that I found two issues in the history of GitHub history actually reporting this, but apparently work hasn't been done on this, apparently because of the fact that it hasn't been reproduced, that the person trying to reproduce it didn't happen. And was it not tried long enough? Was it not tried hard enough? Was it tried on software, on hardware that's just too powerful, all that kind of stuff? I don't know. But ultimately, it's an issue that has been reported for a while. I dived in. I found a way to like show really clearly how to elicit it, and so it's the fact that these are really easy issues to elicit, that's kind of um, weird. I don't know. It's kind of
Maybe it comes down to giving them things like what browser was being used, what browser
it,
version,
it,
what like
no,
kind of
I get
machine
the
and
also in
operating
browser
system they were
and the
on.
client, and maybe I should like try to see if I have a keylogger running on my computer and because and that kind of stuff. But I don't think so. But yeah, it's the fact that the issue is there for already months reported and not like actually reproduced internally by the team is what's a little yeah it's a little
It looks like I was actually mistaken
hard to comment on.
too. It looks like there are a few rewards for websites and applications. If you find a critical level bug in an application, there's a $16,000 USD payout. And then it goes to high, which is a $4,000 reward, medium 2,000, low 500. So if you find a low risk bug, you might get 500 bucks out of it if you are able to provide a proof of concept that helps them figure out what's going on there, I guess.
Right, that kind of stuff.
So it does exist for what it's worth.
Yeah. So I really it should be hard for me to find uh, material to inspire myself on for composing. It's just I don't know. It's I'm not entirely sure what it is I'm asking for. It's like support, like just staying in the right kind of brain. This is ultimately what I'm asking for. I'm not entirely sure how to do it. Like it's kind of new. This realization that I can enter different kind of mindset, like really in the trans engineering kind of state of mind and that kind of stuff. So it's like getting into the kind of administrative brain that's required to write to compose a proposal. This is like something
Definitely know what you. I've definitely experienced that, and I feel like the way I usually explain it is that I'm kind of thinking in a different language almost. So it's kind of like for those of us that just came back from Argentina and had to constantly switch our brains between Spanish and English. It's like even if you are pretty well versed and have a well built out vocabulary in Spanish, it's not always like accessible to you if you haven't been like thinking in that mode recently. So I think it's something similar, but it's actually for me at least it's more abstract. I tend to think not so much in like words and ideas, but in like blocks of logic. And yeah, it is kind of hard to explain, and it can be hard to switch back and forth between that mode and like explaining the problem. I feel like that is one of the most underrated skills of being an engineer or a developer is to be able to like explain things in a way that is easily understandable by stakeholders and testing, QA members and other like teammates. Uh, it's something that comes up a lot in interviews. I feel like is how good are you at communicating?
right. It's different number of dimensions and required to organize his thoughts, and so it can take time to trace the riverbed that is required to um, make the thoughts flow in a linear way to be organized in a human sentence.
Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to jump up and agree with a lot of what Proteus is saying. I know we're saying. Um, what's up, Sin? What's up, Canessa? Welcome back. Fancy and Knower, welcome back. Yeah, you guys made some really awesome content in Argentina. It made a lot of us feel like we were there with you. So thank you for that. Fancy, congrats on your ink. That is sick. But yeah, okay. I wanted to jump up just to talk about Game Jam and yeah, it's definitely hard to like switch gears and bring up issues. Like Proteus was saying, we a lot of times it's hard to tell if the issue is me, the monkey pressing the keys, or if it's just a mystery, right? Because sometimes the system just breaks. It's just a mystery why it doesn't work. And the problem is like Proteus was saying, there's not much of a QA team. A lot of the devs think that everything is working as it should. So of course it's catch 22 because they probably need us to log more of this stuff, and we don't want to come up for air. And the other thing that kind of makes it an interesting scenario is while we're over there pounding our head against the keyboard, um, a lot of times we're getting frustrated, right? And we're getting mad. So like a knower was saying, it takes it takes skills to be able to communicate. Will add, being highly frustrated on top of it. It's really hard to find a productive way to voice the frustration or not voice the frustration and just be, organize the issues that we're having. Um, but yeah, it's oh, and Proteus, my bad, bro. For I assumed you were deploying to Worlds. I gave you a little piece of advice that ended up being incorrect.
No,
I
no
thought everyone
worries.
was deploying to Worlds. I think that was a requirement last year. I don't think it is this year. But yeah, my bad for that. But
Don't
yeah, I
even have a
think
name
Gears Game
yet.
Jam too.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, no worries. Yeah, I don't have a name. Hopefully, I mean, theoretically, I should be getting one from this game jam event. So I'll finally be able to pick something that
Yeah,
should
but
match.
I just wanted to voice the frustration too. I know there's a lot of us that have been running into the same path that you're on right now, that you're going down deep, and we just get tired of complaining, right? Like because there's only so much, and either they hear us or they don't. But yeah, I just wanted to give you a little bit of support. It's rough, but I'm
Same to
very
you.
excited for what's coming still.
Yeah, I think most of us resort to just speaking very matter of factly about whatever we're experiencing, and sometimes that comes across as kind of bitchy.
And sometimes I am being bitchy.
Right.
There's
Yeah,
there's
sometimes
a
you're
thing too
legitimately like,
that
why am I having to deal with this?
we get passionate about something sometimes, and it can look like we're upset and look like we're angry and everything. Well, we're not. We're just like really passionate, and yeah, it's that can lead to misunderstandings, and that can be really bad.
Especially in text, because text removes so much body language and inflection and tone, and it's just really hard for something that's very matter of fact complaining about an issue to not come across the wrong way. So
Yeah,
I know I'm not
emoticons are
perfect with
very
that, and
important.
yeah.
But needless to say, I think even dealing with the platform issues, and we've been saying this for years now. It's always been just refresh if you have a problem, and so not a lot has changed there. But just the fact that we're still able to use the current SDK, and I was using the builder. I put a game together entirely in the builder, and just the fact that the submissions were able to get as far as they did is impressive. But I do want to give a few shout outs. I don't know how many of you jumped in there and checked out some of the games, but Nikki and the Roomway team really killed it on what they put together. I thought it was just going to be another battle type game, but it's like really complex. Shout out to KJ and Lastrom. They put together like a really cute shooter game with physics. I did see a couple other uses of physics out there I'm a sucker for the physics that kind of impressed me. Hayabusa had a bubble kicking game that I got to check out right before I went to bed last night, and Mariana HP and Janko made a really cool bingo application that I think will be really hot if they make it into a portable experience to play that at parties and stuff. But I'm just going off the top of my head. I know there were about under 15 entries. Um, but I'm still grateful that we even got to put anything together because some things are still a little clunky.
Uh, Here I am with my dinky bumper cars and all these nice projects next to me. But still, it was definitely a lot of fun to make, even though it's a little frustrating to deal with the issues. A little more than a little frustrating. But yeah, I deployed my bumper car submission to my scene in World if anyone wants to go check it out. Um, hopefully I didn't leave any last minute bug in it. But yeah.
That's how I feel about mine. That's how I felt last year. That's how I felt this year. Just like my little scene compared to like these teams that are jumping together and like building something dope, which I think it's
Yeah.
really cool to see a little bit of both, to see what the big teams are capable of and then what like independent artists are capable of. But yeah, I feel the same way. And I think if I did connect with someone, like I see Madamus down there, I, I know Lastrum's in here. I know there's a bunch of people that are really good at like database stuff and like multiplayer stuff. And last year I submitted something without it as well. And I think that if I like partnered with someone like that, I could really make something that goes over the top. But I just really like seeing like challenging myself to see what I could make entirely on my own. Like even if it's not going to be a top contender, but that is something that I have complained about a little bit. I don't do it to win, but I think the rewards could be a little bit better for participants. Like 100 mana. Well, if we're hosting it on a name that we just bought, we're just breaking even. So like if we're dedicating time just to break even, I don't know. And then if those rewards were a little bit higher, we wouldn't have under 15 um, participants. So yeah, I don't know. Since we had under 15 participants, does that mean that the 100 mana rewards will be, the excess will be doubled? I don't think so, but that would be a little bit more helpful because I wanted to use a reward server to, I have a wearable I want to publish, and even though my game's just a proof of concept, like I still wanted to make a reward for it and have fun, but I'm just breaking even with the yeah. So those are my complaints, and I've voiced them before, and it gets to a point where I'm just it. Yeah, you can only repeat the complaints so many times before you're just like a hater. So, but yeah.
It is a Wild West, and Rome wasn't built in a day. Um, it's really definitely nice to be able to be a one-man team and with all the tools that are available in Decentraland. And there would be a lot more one-man teams populating the scenes of Decentraland if um, when there will be more when things work as advertised, because I'm sure that'll happen.
Well, yeah, I wonder how many one man or like one child teams there are in Roblox that are making like killer games and they're just a kid, like one person. I think if our tools were like that, and that's kind of why I wanted to try and build it all in the builder because I just discovered that. So working with Last Slice and the in-world builder, we're putting together advanced triggers, advanced actions, but also we met with Nico Earnshaw and kind of discussed how much we wanted these two tools to overlap. A lot of the functions that are already built into Decentraland's structure and their builder, it works well, and there were things that we wanted to do that were like that could that you could export and import and things would coexist. But sorry, I got sidetracked. My bird's over here just mad. Yeah, so we met up with Nico. We discussed those things. And learning, so it opened my eyes to the web builder and like what it's currently capable of that I think a lot of people didn't realize. Like you can already do a lot of stuff and make a highly interactive build that the old builder, the SDK6 one, wasn't. It didn't really work the same way. So that's
It's
kind of
actually
what got
pretty
me
nice.
it got me digging to see how far it could go. And I put together an early version of Keep Away. If you guys remember Skull Ball in Halo 3, well, Halo, yeah, Halo. I just love Halo 3 so much. But that was what it was based off of. It's just a proof of concept. And I thought I could use the Builders multiplayer. I kind of was banking on it because they do have a serverless multiplayer functionality, and it didn't
Yeah,
work.
you said
So so I had to kind of switch it last minute to a proof of concept. Normally you would go, so someone picks up this ball, this egg, skull, whatever, and runs off with it, and you got to go run and tag them, and it triggers a box that's over their head that makes you steal the ball. Well, I had to take it off their head and just make it a static box so that one person could try it out as a proof of concept. And I think once that multiplayer functionality works, whether it's Decentraland's native web builder or Last Slice's in-world builder, whichever one, like I don't really care to be honest, but whichever one does it first, I think that'll open it up to the one kid teams, because we need that. We need kids to be able to come in and just make a sick game and buy a Lambo because they made money off a sick game. I don't know.
See, so that's actually what I use it for the bumper cars, the new serverless multiplayer thing. The issue that I found in the underlying SDK related to how um, new players coming in the scene or players leaving the scene aren't reported properly, and so that's the kind of stuff that I really like. How can this not like? How can this even have passed a review in the first place? It's like really strange that it's I don't know. So it's part of the frustration, I'm sure, of a lot of people that have like tried and figured out what's going wrong, and they probably debugged it and they saw stuff like this and they left. Um, I don't know, I'm just voicing a bit my own frustration, I suppose.
No, you
But yeah,
sound like
ultimately, um, I don't know what problem you had with the multiplayer, but this could be part of it. So that's part of the stuff I'm definitely gonna have to uh,
yeah. I was gonna say
prioritize reporting and all that. But yeah,
it sounds like you got it working. I didn't, because I was only trying to do it from Builder. I didn't try and do anything
right.
from Visual Studio. I didn't. And also I so that's interesting that you did get it working from SDK and then you still ran into problems down the line, because I was behind a different gate and waiting to be let in, and if I was let in, would I have run into the gate that you were stuck at? So that's a
No,
little bit interesting. I also
no,
hear
we were at the
that
same gate actually. I was using. I'm
oh
pretty sure that the builder's using also the SDK, and so using the same tool in the end, like the sync entity thing that was introduced, and so we were pretty much blocked at the same gate. But the fact that I mean, I don't know. I don't know exactly what was going on with you, but for me, it's basically the players coming in not being reported properly, players leaving not being reported properly, and so like not knowing when to despawn the taxis, and so the scene ended up taxis, bumper cars. I picked the taxi model from the assets, and took off the head, and so that's why I still call them taxis. But yeah, they would stay in the scene even though I'd have the test players leave and all that, and so that was kind of the stuff that was going on, and so yeah,
maybe we did have the same problem. Maybe it was something else. So I know the builder has some strange things, like setting a spawn point in the builder. You have an option to, but then you go and download. First of all, it doesn't work. So you go download the files and you see it didn't put that in the scene.json. So some things in the builder it doesn't actually do
right,
it. So that
right.
was
So
one thing that
there's going to be issues right and left, of course, but you probably indeed might have been blocked by something else before the gate that I'm talking about, but it's you definitely need to like solving puzzles for Decentraland. Huh?
I also hear that there's a lot of latency. I haven't even seen or heard anything about the serverless, but I hear people that build on the message bus that it lags really bad. So I don't know. I think it's time to learn Calisius or PlayFab or something. I guess I got to level up, right?
Well, this sync entity does use Calisius behind the scenes from what I saw.
Oh, that's
So
dope.
Yeah. But there's a bit of lag. It probably is due to I mean, usually actually it's pretty good. Some there's a bit of lag every now and then, and it's probably due to how the users are in different countries and everything. But it does seem to sync up pretty quickly and everything. And it, it, um, uh, I haven't actually had the chance to try with more than three or four people at the same time, so I don't know how well it scales. But yeah, it'd definitely be interesting to try that. It definitely is yeah. Once the underlying SDK properly reports the players leaving the scene and all that, I was able to get that part working. Yeah.
On that silence, I'm gonna take the moment to reset the room and welcome new listeners that just came in, such as Harry and uh, Matt, and Huddle. Good to see you all. Good to see you, Cooper. Yeah, I mean, this has been an awesome conversation so far. We're about an hour and 17 minutes deep. I think Canessa's AFK right now, so I'm in charge. So yeah, you know what to do. Just don't set the place on fire.
That's the old guy's job.
Yeah, but if he were doing it, it would probably taste good. Yeah, I've been like just ferociously spamming the space here on Warpcast, seeing if we can get any new friends from that side of the Web3 in here, and asking questions and engaging. Maybe we can make some new friends. That has been my main goal, really, to like reach from different points in like the space and try to see if I can like pique some interest. At, if at least one person comes through, or like that's enough. I'm happy. And I mean, I do invite anyone in the listeners to come up to speak if you have any topics you would like to cover. Um, and yeah, if any of the speakers up here would like to jump into a new topic, you're more than welcome to. If not, perhaps we'll just close it early today, and enjoy our Saturdays. I think I said that wrong, because I'm kind of enjoying my Saturday right now with everyone here.
Here, here.
Here. Let's
Aye.
see. Let's see. Yesterday was Yolantis's birthday. We all had a nice celebration on at the dollhouse for Yolantis, and that was really nice to see. Um, yeah, we spoke about the summits. Man, I feel like I'm missing something that had happened in between. Let's see. Henny Wednesday. Then there's Toxics, TikTok Tuesdays. I posted videos. Uh, no, that's just shilling myself. Um, yeah, I guess I can't think of the exact thing I was going to mention. Oh well. Canessa must be listening to me right now, being like, "You're failing me, Sinful. You're failing me."
What? What?
Am I failing you, Canessa?
No, you're not. Sorry, I'm like multitasking, but yeah. So, what did you talk about when I was gone?
Uh,
So many things.
I see Dr. Drip came up. I don't know. Did he speak or did I miss that?
yes, you missed it all. He like
Ah,
dropped like the biggest alpha on all of us.
I
Like
knew
I'm
it. I knew it.
I'm definitely in, 100% in. I don't think I'm allowed to repeat anything that he said,
Wait, I did what?
but
Probably not.
Alpha. Tell me the
Wow.
alpha.
That okay, but I want 20 shares. I want 20 shares. No, put me in for 50. I don't know what he's selling, but I'll buy it.
Sucker. She only wants 50.
Okay, 500.
Better.
Live a little.
1,000.
Oh wait, Are you guys talking about the what is it? This is fake. This is a fake. I'm gonna say it, and people are gonna go run and search. We made up something fictitious called refresh token, where you earn an airdrop of refresh token every time you have to refresh in Decentraland.
Oh my god, yes, we did
That
speak
work?
about that. I think it was like Henny Wednesday. I think I like even added to it like tie that into like our Decentraland DAO's VP because like that would be a good way of like knowing that you actually use the platform.
Well, the first thing I did was to look and see if there's any Decentraland devs in our audience, and there are not. So then, yes, and we could have the rave token too. Anytime you have to like leave because of the rave effect.
We're terrible. They're canceling next year's summit once they hear this.
I mean, either that or they're like taking notes, like just ferociously taking notes right now. Like, man, these people are spitting right now.
I need to bring strobe lights and all that to make the rave effect actually out there live.
You know what? If I make a club someday, I'm gonna and after rave effect is gone, I'm gonna like find a way to replicate it, and it's just gonna be like a feature in my club, and everybody's gonna be like, "Oh no, rave is back," and I'll be like, "No, MFers, like I just learned how to make that."
Yeah, I wonder if it's possible.
That's like how Rustan brought back the OG float.
Possible to trigger the rave mode after it's fixed? That'd be interesting.
And then uh I do invite any speakers that would like to come up and speak. If not, then yeah, probably we'll just close down here. What do you think, Vanessa? Unless you have any like
Yeah.
deep, profound topics you would like to cover today.
Nope. I gotta watch a race in a few minutes here. I'm not participating, but yeah, and I think it's gonna be a good week. I think like CBD birthday. Did we talk about that?
No, we have not because I mean I've been waiting for you to get home and be ready and
Well, maybe that is a. I think we got the thread going, so I will jump in there and get sprinkle some pixie dust, see what happens, and yeah, definitely.
yeah,
When is that again?
you're the builder, Magic. We're still figuring that one out. Because since like the that's what I forgot. Maybe. I don't know. Since the kid called Beast linked wearables went live, like Make and I and a few others. I think we you may have been there, Canessa, like even thinking about bringing it all together and having like a Beast celebration and a CBD celebration all at once, making it a big bash.
Yeah, that's right. I am so behind. I think everything's gonna like hit me at once, but yeah, that sounds good. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
And I haven't even jumped in as my beast. Later today, I will do that.
Well, it definitely do so. Take some pictures and stuff, but you'll probably be invisible for like everyone.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's cool. I can walk around. Well, I was gonna like ping you on the forehead, but no, I guess you can't do that. But if I could,
You,
that's
you
what
can
I'd be
haunt
doing.
me.
Yeah, I'll be like knocking stuff over and be like, "Mwah, ha ha ha." I
A
have so much power.
ghost of the dead cat or something, just like knock a glass over.
Yeah, something like that. No, I think it's a good place to wrap up. And yeah, excited to be back and hope to see everybody in world and keep building some cool shit together because we got a lot to do.
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, and I guess before close like winding down, I could ask this question. Um so like today logging into my client, for some reason just logging into my client made it so nothing worked. Like my two screens, my two PC screens were flickering on and off, like really bad. I did like post a video in the CBD Discord, and I also went to the help section to see what's up. But they don't work on weekends. Anyway, but like, is anyone else experiencing that issue with the client? It basically is just anytime I use the client at all, just get in it, and like that seems to be the way that I'm replicating the issue. Just use the client.
I have the Eiffel Tower and my bumper car scene, and it just won't load in the client. So I don't know if that's related.
Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's just like it's like rave mode, but minus the rave, minus the lights, just like on and off, on and off, on and off. You'll probably see it if you pop into the like look in the general chat in CBD. And yeah, I guess on that note, we can definitely close down. Uh, I'll say hello to Steph that just popped in. Thank you for popping in. We're calling we're doing an early space and calling it quits. Oh my God, old guy's coming. Maybe he finally dropped his old guy rub. Sorry, ADHD. We're not going anywhere. We're staying here for some old guy rub. Welcome, old guy.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. So now what I wanted to tell you is I had that same issue a few weeks ago with the clients. I actually uninstalled it and reinstalled it. I don't know if they made some sort of upgrade to it that just didn't automatically upload, but once I uninstalled it and reinstalled it, I have had no issue for 2 weeks with the client.
Okay. And the issue, like your issue, looked exactly like mine.
Yeah,
Like
it was
the one.
exactly that. As soon as I went to sign into it, the computer screens would just start flashing, and once I uninstalled everything, reinstalled it, I even had the same problem with the browser where I literally had to take the quick link away and kind of relink everything. Once I did that, it seemed like everything's working fine. I don't have the issue in the browser as much anymore. It is there once in a great while. It seems to be more so just when I go into the backpack and try to change. But yeah, once I reinstalled the client, everything seemed to work just fine.
Okay. Then I guess that's the direction I'm going in. What would I do without you, old guy?
Hey, that's what I'm here for, man. Not only grilling, but becoming a computer wizard too now.
Yeah, I mean, Decentraland, like it teaches us how to access the dev tools, the browser dev tools by pressing F12. We get to clear our own cache. See, that's like stuff that I never learned to do before Decentraland, you know?
I used to be the guy that once something quit working, I just went and bought a new computer. I can't tell you how many computers I've purchased over the years. Little did I know, all you had to do is go in and clean everything out.
How did that work out for you on Decentraland? How many
I'm
how many
actually on my
computers
newest
did you
computer
purchase?
for the Decentraland since Decentraland came along. So yeah.
Oh, Decentraland. That's like It's like one a year, or probably two a year since like you've came into Decentraland, right? Like 2022, right?
Yeah. 20, April, March, April. It's 2 years, 2 years, 2.5, somewhere in there.
Freaking time flies. Like yeah, I'm gonna get into this one. Like time flies. Like I've known Canessa for how long now? Like 3 years. Old guy 2 years. Fancy 3 years. I'm actually I'm probably even lowballing those numbers. We're probably up to like 4 year. Just oh no, we're getting up to 4 years, maybe.
Time
I think
flies like
someday
an
there's going
arrow.
to be research that will back that up. That there will be like, nope, there's parts of your brain that were active when you're in the metaverse, and those parts inhibit your ability to track time, and so there'll be like a quantitative reason why we think time goes so fast, because it's like a shared consensus that we all are like, yeah, time passes so fast here.
Could be quantum
Yep,
physics
yep,
related,
it
mind over matter.
does. It really does. And then it makes me even appreciate like our new friends. Like after being here for 3.5 years, like our the new friends that have come along the way, like makes me appreciate them. Like a lot, just as much as even the individuals that I've known for so long. Because I mean, it seems like we all like just seamlessly come together. You know, especially in this space, we come in here, we share our thoughts, we share our aches and pains about the platform, and then as Make would say, talk us off the edge a little bit. We talk each other off the edge a little bit sometimes.
Well, I think that's what makes, I mean, if we were just talking technical and shutting off after an hour every week, like that, nobody, I mean, that's great for like knowledge transfer, but like if that's all you're here for, then you're missing the point that like this is it's bigger than that. I mean, the power of human connection, like, that's the greatest. It's one of the greatest powers, because you can't replicate, like you can't falsify that. So I think the fact that we talk about shit that doesn't have anything to do with Decentraland sometimes is what makes, I don't know, hopefully makes us just human. And for better or worse, that's who we are. So I'm so lucky to be with y'all, talking every week during the week, because you guys are amazing.
Yeah,
So,
like
Oh,
literally. Oh, I'm sorry.
y'all are amazing. Yeah, just echoing.
yeah, I mean, we're like a family, and a family doesn't always get along. Like, not everybody likes everybody in a family, but they're family, and we don't have to like everybody. I mean, like that's the good and the bad. Like sometimes those relationships, how they change and grow, and you realize that somebody you didn't like is actually pretty cool, or vice versa. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I hope people, yeah, like I appreciate all the colors of the rainbow, all the nuances of relationships that we have here.
Il faut de
I'll
tout
But
pour
tell you
faire un
about one
monde.
person.
Il faut de tout pour faire un
What
go
monde.
was
ahead.
the last note?
I was gonna say, on the last note, I should get going pretty soon. I'm like, oh no.
Okay, have fun, Canessa. I I hope you witness a glorious victory today, and
Likewise.
Oh,
and
I
you're
will. I will. These are it is an all girls running race, and so it is cool. It is awesome. And I was not asked to run in it, which is I would have, but it's like, yeah, I get to spectate and not run. That's pretty cool too. So yeah, love you guys, and we'll talk to you all really soon.
I'm trying to think if it was kind of a good thing they didn't ask you to run. I know how competitive you get. I've heard you play Fortnite.
Oh, I mean, like I wasn't a competitive runner in high school, but I was a competitive shooter. So maybe just shooting brings out the. I mean, it's not even that I want to win. Like I have to win. Winning is not an option. Like I'm so bad.
I was a
Allez.
competitive shit talker. Sorry, go ahead, Proteus.
No, just echoing, just saying I know how that is. I yeah, I mean, it's definitely something which requires soul searching at some point, like how to make sure this part of ourselves which just won't settle for anything less than perfection. Have to realize that sometimes the cost of that is ruining perfection itself. Sometimes we just have to settle for perfection.
Oh, Proteus, I've been that right there, the perfection topic, like, it's like something that we all like strive for, like, or like even like as a creative, like to be able to create the like what you have envisioned in your mind, and then getting to the point where you're like, what I envisioned is a lot harder than my skills allow me to do,
Yeah, well, once you acknowledge
I
that the flaws will be as part of the art, part of the actual work of art at the end, then it's make it a
Mhm.
unique, have its own signature. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, totally. I like my current example is like I've been trying to teach myself Adobe After Effects recently, and like although like I've like made some cool like particle animations with my Mew bubble. I like made it so it could like start as like particles, and then the camera moves all around, and and the particles start to take shape. Although like I'm learning how to do that, and I see it as being like extremely cool and whatnot. Like there are aspects that I don't know there are aspects in my vision that I don't know how to bring to life. And it's like, I'm just sitting there like just bashing my head against my keyboard for like about 3 hours. But in reality, I've been like, you need I'm feeling like I just need to like let go of that and, accept my creation for what it is. My the recent Kid Called Beast video I made like is another example of that. Like my vision is so much better than that tacky video that I posted. I don't know how to do it.
Still
Oh.
human experience to try to become better than we were before. So Data put it, Star Trek.
Mm-hmm. A good way to look at it. Try to be 1% better than you were yesterday. I like the way you think, Proteus. I'm gonna keep you around, man.
Inspired
Uh,
from AIs. It's from what a writer thinks an AI would have come up with.
I mean, since you said the AI word, I'll ask you the most simple AI question I can think of. What do you think of the Grok AI?
Grok AI. Uh-oh, am I already behind on stuff?
Grok is Twitter's AI thing that they assistant that they have.
Uh-huh. Well, I don't know. I mean, is it? mm, It's definitely useful to have assistance. Not especially with the memory issues that part of the population is experiencing. Assistant on the phone, an AI that you can just ask, talk to directly without having to do anything more complicated. That is definitely nice. I don't know what that AI for Twitter is meant to meant for,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I don't know. Is it use? Yeah, it's probably good too. It's why do you ask?
Yeah, I don't know, because like
Okay.
I barely use AI myself, and since like I have Grok on my Twitter, I like started messing around with it and asking it stupid questions, and it seems to have a sense of humor. Like out of any like AI response that I've seen, from like friends that like copy pasted to me or whatever, uh, like the Grok one seems to like try to crack jokes. Like I asked it, why is the sky blue? And it says, well, haha, it's certainly not because the sky is feeling down. Or yeah.
Yeah,
the
it's impressive
yeah.
indeed. The InWorld
Yeah.
team has done some impressive stuff with AI narration. And then they had a scene in an Unreal Engine, and they're also powering the AI's Aisha. The other two, I'm really bad with names.
Yeah.
Surfer Girl and all that. In Decentraland. I'm wanting to figure out how that connection works. It's like a lot of complexity added on top of the basic dynamics. So I haven't been able to just like speed read through the code yet, but I should be able to pull out the basics at some point, and have my own AI in my scene at one point. But yeah, it's the in-world is definitely very impressive what they do as well, and for the narration, how you can configure the personalities of the AIs, and you have the grumpy cat, and you have the kind of really fun stuff.
Fun fact. There's a video out there in the Twitterverse of me hitting on Aisha. Uh, yes, yes, I'm a fan of Aisha. I was hitting on her when I first saw her, and Brandon caught the moment. Uh, no, when Aisha came out, we had a lot of fun with Aisha, like in CBD. We were like asking Aisha like questions and like giggling at the responses. Brandon was making videos. I feel like multiple people were like making videos and stuff like that. We're very amused by Aisha, like the integration of her into Genesis Plaza. And and shout out to Doki. I believe Doki was the person that uh created and designed Aisha. So big shout out to the and yeah, shout out to Brandon. I see you down there, Brandon. Guess we got X Defiant. Maybe we can pew pews later, bro. And I guess on that note, yeah, I guess let's wind down a little bit here. Unless any pressing topics come about, anyone that would like to request to come up to speak, you're more than welcome to. Uh, or or any speakers that have any topics, more than welcome to open your mic and start it up. I'll allow like maybe 4 seconds of awkward silence brought to you by Dr. Drip to happen before we start to wind down.
I own those awkward silences. Is that what it is? I pay for those awkward silences. um, no, I was stoked to talk about Game Jam. I know we got some Game Jam people down there. If anyone does want to jump up here and talk about what they were working on, because Nikki left. Nikki's mad at me. No.
I
Lastrom
always tried
came
to
in.
connect, and then suddenly that disconnected for some reason.
But yeah, so I was stoked to talk about it because there's like 3 days of voting. I think it starts Monday, and then that part's gonna be over, and then there's like the presentation part of it, like towards the end of the month. But yeah, I wanted to hear from that. But do you guys have to jump off soon? You got to dip too soon?
I mean, nothing pressing. Like if yeah, if anyone wants to come up and speak about Game Jam, I'm definitely happy to chat.
Or whatever. If anyone
Yeah,
wants
it's
to talk
fresh.
about whatever. What's up, fancy?
Yep, yep. Talk about Game Jam, any topics really. Like I'm open. I just reason why I like just go towards winding down is because yeah, I mean if we don't have anything else to cover for the week, then Then might as well continue on our metaverse journeys and enjoy our Saturdays. 4 awkward seconds. Ready, go.
I'm actually procrastinating because I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be helping Em build a chicken coop right now, but I'm staying inside with the fans. So come on, you guys, let's talk. Let's do it. Get up here. Not the chicken coop.
Chicken coop.
Tell me more about your team, Dr. Drip. Like, whose team are you on for this year's game jam? Did you create your own, or are you on the
Yeah.
roomway team?
No, no team, no team. No, the Roomway team. They were on a different level. They were, yeah. No, I. But I
That
wanted to
was
put
represented,
something.
right?
I wanted to put something together. So it was supposed to be research for the in-world builder stuff that I'm working on that we got cooking up. But I was like, I asked them, I was like, yo, can I submit this? And they're all like, yeah, I don't see why not. So yeah, I wanted to submit it, and I'm stoked on the concept that it is, but yeah, it's just for fun.
I think it's dope that you're using in-world builder. I think it would be a good way to like test out, like, you build a game on it, and like from there it's like you have the visuals of it, and now you could like see how you can improve like on like not just like the game, but the like in-world builder itself. Like what would make in-world builder better, and then build up on that.
Oh, totally. But I didn't use the in-world builder for this. I used the native web builder.
Oh,
But it was like they use the same triggers and hooks and stuff. So like understanding the logic of how that works is going to be perfect. And just saying, if you guys wanted the alpha, if you're not into coding SDK, maybe you looked at it and it was too much, or maybe you're never going to look at it because you don't code. But if you can jump in that web builder and get like a little bit of a head start on understanding the logic on triggers and actions, then I have to say that's a little bit of potential alpha, because once the in-world builder gets cooking with theirs, it's supposed to be there's supposed to be a marketplace, kind of a marketplace where you're able to upload, like, so let's say that my keep away game, um, it already has all the triggers and all the stuff. I upload it on there, and so Sin, you can make your own keep away game. You download it, just like the scene pool for Decentraland, except the in-world builder will have these different games. Rustan is making a red light, green light, stop go game, and we're just building out the logic. And then someone can take it and resurface it. So you need a coin grab game for a kid called Beast. Well, you just copy and paste from the in-world builders, collection repository, and just replace all the coins with, beast keys real quick or whatever, and you launch it, and suddenly, like, you have an event for your community, and you didn't need to hire anyone, you didn't need to pay out of pocket or go get a grant or anything like that. You just went straight to the source. And the fact that it's going to be a marketplace, that means there's potential money involved. So yeah, if I wanted to, I could make, whether it's the coin grab thing or the keep away game or something else. Then I could upload it and say, yeah, you want to download this? 5 mana. Give me 5 mana. You could download it, and then I'm making money, and in a very niche, but lucrative space where if there's builders there or potential builders, I say builders and I think devs, but if somebody comes along who wants to build one of these things, they just pay a couple mana, and they support you. They get, the really great scene or game that you make, and everyone's happy. And of course, there's still going to be free ones too. You don't. It's not going to be, pay for everything. But yeah, that's one thing that's in the makes. That's going to be really big for the builder economy. And I want to really highlight that word, because I think that's something we need to focus on more. Like, sure, the wearable economy, yeah, we talk about that. the land economy. We don't really talk about that right now, but with the builder economy, we want to incentivize people, give them a reason, whether it's directly monetarily or beneficial in some other way, but give them a reason to build here, because the tools are almost getting there, and once they do, I think that'll be the recipe. Hi, KJ.
Like um,
Hi.
Hello. Definitely not nervous and didn't spend like 10 minutes trying to amp myself up.
I do
Hello,
that every time.
everyone.
you'll do
Yeah,
fine.
really?
Yeah, never get unnervous.
Oh, thank God. Okay, so I'm not abnormal, just human. Okay.
Courage is stealing the fear and doing it anyway.
Uh, I um I wanted to kind of come up and talk about what we did for the game jam, and then I want to play everyone's games. I think that's what I'm gonna do all of tomorrow. So Fran and I worked with Lastram, who's like a beast at coding. If you don't know by now, it was so amazing because we just got to focus on like graphics and pretty stuff. And for once, I had like no SDK headaches. It was so nice. So big shout out to Lastram, who really did an amazing job. And we just wanted to make something a bit fun and a bit silly, and we started thinking about rainbows and flying pigs and things that you can do in the metaverse that you kind of can't do elsewhere, and came up with a bit of a wacky idea that you could kind of run around with this like pet carrier backpack on your back that's also like a launching device to eject pigs into space that have little wings on them. So you can kind of shoot them and fly them through space and go through targets, and then like the pigs race at the same time around a rainbow, and the first pig to the end of the rainbow is the winner, and it was really fun, really crazy.
Your most recent YouTube video is making so much sense right now.
Yes. So we uploaded a little YouTube video for the itch submission just to kind of explain it because it's a bit weird. But yeah, it would be really fun to play with you guys at some point. It's multiplayer, so we can kind of all see each other's pigs flying through space, which is quite fun.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. It's sometimes it feels like multiplayer is like a hurdle. Not many games or things are multiplayer on Decentraland, so it's really good to see that at work.
Yeah, the
But
new
yeah, sure, we
sync
have
entity feature is
multiplayer.
definitely going to be nice, definitely useful for that.
Yeah, again, just shout out to Last Jam for just making that work. I don't even know how he did it, honestly. He was just like, yep, I'm doing it. And magic. Yeah, he's a beast.
Yep.
That's the way I feel when I
So,
enter my engineering brain, like from my administrative side. I see what needs to be done, and then I like step in and do it, and step out, and I'm looking at it. What happened?
Totally. And there's a lot that there's a lot more than just the multiplayer, like so multiplayer matching, right? There's lobbies and that part. So that's what I got to learn next. But no, there's so you have the leaderboards, you have syncing, like they have all those pigs fun, and it's a lot of pigs. Like when you go check it out, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's a lot of pigs, and for those to be synced like pretty much in real time, that's a skill in its own. And what else? There were some other aspects of it that was impressive to me. Um, yeah, whenever I see some of that database stuff, because you know it when you see it. Like when you see a game that's like really well put together, it's because there's like aspects like the leaderboard stuff. That's not out of the box, and hopefully it is one day. But currently, like you kind of got to bust a move to get something like that up. So then seeing something like the leaderboard that Lastrom put in this game, it's got like multiple, like there's two different leaderboards and it switches between them every few seconds. So like that's a trick in its own. I know Nikki's game has multiple leaderboards. So like there's yeah, I just get impressed by some of the tech that I see that's like, and the physics too. So shooting the
Yes.
gun, you're not just beaming you know, things like traditionally in Decentraland, like there's arc and you got to lead your shots and like you'll see what I'm talking about. There's physics in that gun, and so like physics in Decentraland for SDK6 used to be like really just crunchy and gross, and like now we can actually do it a little bit. But I say we, like I can't, but now you know, us as advanced builders in Decentraland can do more with it. And so when I'm starting to see a peak of it, I get impressed. But yeah, I wanted to talk about the tech stuff too. But yeah, KJ, you did such a good job, and you guys did it so quick. It's definitely the cutest shooter in Decentraland.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I can't wait to play yours. I honestly, I'm just gonna sit up there tomorrow and play all the games on repeat. I think it's been really fun.
Go easy on mine. It's just a proof of concept. You just got to check it out and use your imagination because it's still got to be finished off. But I saw Nikki jumped in. If she wants to jump up here and talk about her game, because I only saw it like for a second last night. I saw KJ. I saw yours in Lastrom's game. Uh, I think a week ago. I saw an early version. I think. But yeah, Nikki's. I didn't. I had no idea. That it was, you get in there, that's it's a real game. Like yeah, I don't know, jump up here if you're available, Nikki.
So far, we don't have Nikki, but we do have Lastra. Oh, Nikki is also coming up.
Yeah, I wanted to just shout out to Doc Drip and Nikki. Like the tech, I think it's awesome what we're trying to push, all of us, you know, in our own respects. Nikki's team and Will and Stom and all them, and then KJ and myself. You know, using physics and pushing what's possible with the new locomotion and Client 2.0. We're you know, we're stoked for that stuff, but wanted to give a shout out to Doc Drip as well because you know it's a little unfortunate that there was 90 submissions and or entries and like 15 submissions. When Doc Drip, you know, has been learning how to put his mind in a game creator mentality using the current builder, and he submitted a game for the game jam. You know, it's like very low hanging fruit to start to get yourself in the builder mindset, not just game mindset, but builder mindset with the advent of 3D AI, you know, GLBs and stuff like that. Like you can come up with something really amazing. So the web builders come really far. Doctor immersed himself in it. And, you know, I was a little disappointed more people didn't do what he did because once he got it figured out, you know, he's helping build our in-world builder so that we can do all of those things in world and a better UI and make games like, you know, capture the flag, duck hunt, coin collect, you know, keep away, what he did. I just wanted to say, you know, spend the time like Doc Drip did for the good or bad, and he can explain his experience. Those are the types of things that are going to keep pushing Decentraland forward, hopefully, and that's why I've stayed around for those types of like exploratory creativity to help push the platform forward and find things that we can improve for others to sort of like take up and integrate into their scenes as well.
The Wild West Road building up.
It totally is. And thank you, Lastrom. Yeah, no, all my friends were like, dude, what are you doing over there in the builder? Because last year I used SDK7. I used a lot of the awesome repo and stitching things together, and I was learning how to do it, and it was fun. And to be honest, I missed it this year. Like I'm kind of craving that. But I have to say, on the other hand, it was really cool to be like, I'm making a game, and no, I don't have to worry about the code and stuff. It was different for me, but yeah, I'm glad I did it. I did find a lot of quirks in the builder. Some of them Nico's aware of, some of them he isn't, but now he is. I had to rebuild the project from the ground up. Like I built it and had to build it again twice because of this weird glitch that happened where the builder started saying that something in my scene was out of bounds, and it wasn't. And I think it had to do with like I put a smart item like a health bar, and I parented it to the player. Something to do with the smart item and the parenting and the it glitched it out. So I rebuilt it, and I was extremely careful to duplicate the project frequently. Like they say, save often. I was duplicating often, and I was just careful. And I stopped parenting things when I didn't need to, which sucks because parenting is very useful when you parent, and let's say you put one item parented to another item. When you hide that top item, like you set it to a scale 0, it takes the baby with it and sets that. So like you don't have to code things over and over again. You just parent it and it sucks with it. Like it disappears with it. So that was kind of a setback, but I was like, I'm not going to break this. I just want to get through it. There were a few other things, but I think once they're aware of those things and get them working, like you were saying last time, these tools, it's going to open it up to everyone, and I think that they need to get there. It's not going to build itself. Nico does a lot. I know there's other people. I just talk about Nico. I like Nico, but he needs help too. And so yeah, we're doing the best we can. I've had an attitude change the best I can, and yeah, we're just continuing to build.
I know Nikki's up here, so I would love to have them speak. But just to sort of wrap up what I wanted to touch on is like definitely take a look at the repositories of everybody and learn from them. I would like to shout out, Nikki's as well. They use physics. Physics is amazing um, to get that forced feedback. But one thing we did, which is really cool, and KJ was shy to ask me, was we did 3D letters instead of using the SDK text. And it was funny. I was like, KJ, for our leaderboard, what if we did like 3D text instead of the SDK text? And she was like, oh my gosh, I was nervous to ask you because I didn't know how much of a problem that would be. I was like, oh my God, let's do it. So I would encourage people to go look at our code base and see how we structure, like take a sentence or a string of letters like Lastrum, and how we find the correct letter GLB for that letter and then position it. And then we have like a recycling feature as well, so that when the leaderboards recycle from the different categories, they delete those GLBs and recycle them so they can be reused for other letters. It's really it was fun to do, totally fun to do. But those are the types of little things I think that people could pay attention to from game jams like this, and take and hopefully expand upon in their scenes.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Thank you, Astra. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that's dope. It's the little things, the little tricks like that, and the little stunts. Um, Nikki, do you want to tell us a little bit about your idea and how it started?
Sure. Hi, everybody. Beep beep. I hope everybody's having a good Saturday. I hope everybody that came back from Argentina is resting well. Glad everybody made it back safe. Yeah, Game Jam was, just as chaotic this year as it was last year, I would say. The only difference is this year I got to share it with 3 other people, so it wasn't, just me by myself, which was cool. There were a few hiccups that we had along the way, like we're mentioning today with the SDK. One of our issues that we ran into that actually ended up being a big issue was the destroy entity doesn't actually work like properly. So whenever you want to destroy something, there's a completely different way you have to go about it without actually just using the command destroy entity. and we didn't know that. And so like every time somebody clicks a button, since we have 10 leaderboards, like separate entity leaderboards, they were like sending an entity 10 times and creating an entity 10 times, and we didn't know that. And so every time it updated the score or anything, it was doing that like times 30, and eventually our entire scene just went black. Like all the textures went black, all of the models went black, which is the first time I've ever seen anything like that. And it's because we exceeded 10,000 entities, which was crazy. But yeah, so a lot of fun things, first time things we've never seen before. The idea really came about just wanting to do something, that was still fairground, but completely different than some of the examples that the intro page gave. So there was like the mini games that they usually see at fairgrounds and stuff. But I was like, you know what? Like nobody's ever done bumper cars in Decentraland. And, I said this last year. I was like, nobody's going to do a maze, and then there ended up being 6 people doing a maze. And then we found out this year that somebody else did bumper cars, which is fine. It's just funny when you think you have a unique idea and you don't. But yeah, we wanted to do something that was really fun, something that was like, retro fairground that everybody could relate to. I learned in the process that over in Europe and other parts of the world, they actually call them dodgems. And I guess they're like way more aggressive with their bumper cars than we are in the States, which is funny. But yeah, it was really fun. We originally wanted to go with a design that was just like generic bumper cars, but then we're like, you know what? Like, let's take this the approach if I were to design a bumper car in real life, what would it be? So we have some donuts. We have some dinos that are eating you. We have cats. We have all kinds of things in there that kind of like just represent some of the energies from Decentraland and its community. There's a bumper car in there that represents the dollhouse. All kinds of people are referenced in our builds. So it's really, really cool, really fun. I got to play with the NPC avatars, which was really fun. Like it was the first time that I got to play with them in the STK7, where you can dress them up in people's avatars, like wearables and stuff like that. It was a little challenging because those avatars take the hide overrides very literal. So if something hides something, you can't unhide it for that NPC. So it's really hard to like mix and match some things because everybody just hides everything and then unhides it in their backpack. So that was a little bit of a challenge, but it was fun. Really, really proud of the team. We all learned something doing this. We all really stretched ourselves. It was a very large scope, and kind of surprised that we pulled it off in a month. We were literally working up until 30 minutes before submission, and then once we went to submit, of course, we were having issues with itch. It kept booting me out of the submission form, but thankfully, Bay was able to get us plugged in today and got us all submitted. So yeah, if you guys go there, just know the thing that I'm single most proud about are the lights. I can't tell you like how hard it's been for my journey as a 3D artist to make good looking lights. You can ask KJ. I've asked her 100 times about making lights. But these ones, I took the extra time, and Stom helped me. He's the one that's been responsible for our solo sprint tracks in Vroomway. He's a great artist, great concepts, great hard surface modeler. Hard surface modeler means like kind of like robotics or structures, hard surface. And so he helped me create those lights, and we animated them, and they turned out really, really cool. And yeah, I stared at them for like 2 hours the other day. But yeah, you guys can play the game solo or with other people. We've got AI NPCs. Fun fact, those AIs took over our server for a good 2 hours because we didn't put a check in there to check if there were real players waiting to play. And so they didn't see real players waiting to play, so they just kept starting rounds. And we couldn't actually play with them, and it felt like the AI was taking over the world. It was amazing. But yeah, you can jump in there. You can play. It's on. I've been having issues deploying it to any of my worlds, but it's deployed to the lordling.dcl.eth. It's a world that Will has. Will's one of our backend and Infinity Engine developers for Vroomway. So yeah, check it out. Would love to hear your guys' feedback. If you guys find any like game breaking bugs, please tell me. But it should be good to go. But yeah, I'm really excited about it.
Well, unless you guys updated that Lordling one, did you push it? Did you re-push it? Because that one has a developer controller on the screen.
Yeah, that was a really old version, and so this morning we had Will deploy the actual final version that we had before submission yesterday. So it's all up to date with the latest version and everything.
Sweet.
And it also has the lights that I was talking to you about that I thought you saw, but you didn't yet. So I'm excited to see those.
Yeah, no, I was, yeah, no, seeing it in game, I was blown away. It looked so good. And that was like me with my lava. I animated some lava and I fell in love with it. I was like, forget the game jam. I just need lava on every one of my. I'm gonna make that downloadable. Everyone gets lava. Let me optimize it a little bit.
Yeah, I would definitely check out the Vroomway GitHub as well as ours and see how we did like the 3D modeling and optimize that as well as Calicius. The sync entity, I'm not sure if it does use Calicius. I haven't looked too much into it, but it is very finicky. So I would look at like Nikki's or our repo and see how we do Calicius servers. And I've always wanted to have like a DAO multiplayer server that we can tap into as community members and use. And so we're thinking of going that route for in World Builder. It'll definitely be a part of everyone's scene. So when you have games on there, we're going to already bake in multiplayer with all of the learnings we've done. So as we were working on our game jams, we were thinking about how we can use this stuff in the future. So definitely check out how Nikki and their team do Calicius, how we connect the play fab, how we do the leaderboards, how those messages go back and forth, because it really is transformative for experiences.
I definitely
Right.
need
The
that.
sync
So
entity,
I'm gonna take a peek for sure. Thank you.
And if anybody
sync
has any
entity.
questions on it, let me know. I'm happy to explain and happy to maybe do a tutorial, like live stream. We're always programming of how to use a multiplayer server, so that it can be synced across all players or rooms or different lobbies, different realms, things like that. So I'm happy to show you guys, because that's one of the biggest things. Everybody's praising the client 2.0, but that doesn't mean there's going to be better content in Decentraland. So, you know,
And
it might look really good, but there's nothing to do. So we need
it's still
to.
going to be the same SDK.
I know we need better content. So let's
Well,
take a look at all of what we're doing together and try to make really cool stuff.
right. But what I mean is that it'll still be the same. I mean, the issues that are currently in the SDK will still be issues even with the new client. There's one issue actually with the sticky keys. I'm not sure if maybe that's client code, and so probably indeed the new client would just have that fixed out of the box. But it'd be nice if that were fixed before anyway. But overall, like especially for the sync entities, the issues I've encountered were with the SDK itself. So even a new client wouldn't resolve that. Even even then, yeah, something like a bug hunting bounty would still be of use, I think. So it's still, yeah, it still definitely should be something I'd look into. Um, the uh, sync entity is still in alpha, so I guess it's normal that it doesn't always work exactly as expected. There's some timing issues, I think, ultimately, and how to resolve those has always been the hardest thing in multi-threadings. But yeah, overall it did work in the end. I got the bumper cars to sync the way they should be syncing, getting the sync entity call at the right time and figuring out when it should be called, and like puzzles within puzzles within puzzles.
Well, there's hope.
Mm.
You can play our game too at manaburner.dcl.eth. So go check out our games, go play them. Let us know if there's any breaking changes. As much as we care for the game jam, like we want the experience to be fun, because there's a lot to be learned from it, and we're going to take it forward into other experiences. And KJ and I thought this would be a fun way to sort of redo the the squirt gun, and you have to hit a target to move your object from left to right to win a stuffed animal. So we took a very weird and fun flair to it, and shout out to their team for the animations that they've done, and the 3D modeling is so cool.
Gonna jump in after this awkward silence and say hello to 044 and what up, Cheddar? What exists? Good to see you today, Steve Sai. Uh, who else? Who else is having I shouted out? TK, welcome, welcome. What up, Chronos? Make sure to like and retweet the room. And if you would like to come up and add to the current conversation, feel free to do so.
Or anything. What up, One Existence? Hope you're feeling better. Yeah, if anyone's got anything to talk about.
I'm over here looking through Hugh Powell's uh, long list of POI removals. I have to say I respect this effort because but I'm seeing some of these that are like individuals that we have known, uh, and they haven't been on Decentraland for quite a while now. Like I'm personally okay with removing the POI because it's just as easy to submit for another POI whenever they come back. It's not like the world is gonna end and you'll never be allowed to have another one.
Here.
And it'll give HP a little work too.
Well, they just passed the categories, I think, right? I think that'll help so much. It's been long overdue. Like, who cares if you have
Oh my
500 of a game category? That's fine. They're in the game category. I think that will be a first step in helping. So we don't always have to keep removing and adding.
Yeah, exactly. I'm almost even thinking if like holding off on these removals would be smart so that we could recategorize some of them.
I totally agree. And it's not that hard to
Well,
attach a timestamp and have us say, like, okay, have a filter that says, show me POI that are games that have been updated in the last week or something. That's not that hard at all.
POI really is like point of interest, something that is like currently interesting. If it's not currently interesting, I think I kind of agree that but like Sinful says, it's like very dynamic. You can reapply for one, so it shouldn't be. And if it's currently not a point of interest, it shouldn't be a point of interest, I guess.
Yeah, if there's no interest here,
Right.
go ahead, Mr. Drip.
Yeah, I say nuke them all, start fresh. But there were a couple that I saw that were my friends, and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna vote. I'm not gonna vote for Wisher Vodka. But
I
but but
know,
we
but
but
yeah,
we should clear them all up.
yeah, yeah, totally. Maybe we should like send them an email or something. Your POI is about to expire. Become active on Decentraland if you want to continue your membership.
Well, that's not a bad idea. I mean, if the email is in the contact info in the scene.json, then sure.
Oh, we have their email.
Hmm.
I mean, what if you just got rid of POIs and just were able to search by category from the scene JSON? Like scenes can be categorized by multiple things. So it's like you could just have a legend that says, I want to see all of the games. And again, by timestamp when they were updated. Like Genesis map has a little filter that says like show recent updates and then overlays a little orange area over the map when they've deployed in the last week. So the technology is already there. It's just disparate. It's not combined into a unified user experience.
Hmm.
Then everyone gets on the map, which I mean, or gets pointed out, which is good. But it was nice to have some sort of VIP kind of thing to signify that this one's special. But I think we tried that. This might be good too. I think I agree.
I mean, there's a lot of things we haven't tried.
I mean, do people look for things based on POI? Because you can't look for game POIs, right? But you can look for game scenes, right?
If you're a new user,
I,
it might make sense, but indeed, overall, maybe not.
I will say I do use POIs to look for specific parcels that I know
Right.
have
But
one,
that's because
like
you
on
know
the
it
map.
works. That's if there's another thing that would work, then it should be just fine as well.
But then again, like they did add that feature of like if you make
Right,
the land one of your favorites, a heart will pop up over the like in the Decentraland map.
right.
I would like to see different like icons, like a game icon, a historical landmark icon, like for historical landmarks. Like it would be good for those individuals that were like OGs in the space that have built some really dope shit and have just not been back, but they like left their mark on their land. That would be a
Hmm,
little landmark.
right, indeed. I mean, if it's still worthy of being a POI, then it should still keep the POI. I think it's like if indeed contents become stale and everything, then it's not really POI anymore.
Just saying, I don't think a POI has ever influenced me or like helped me find my way. In fact, I think back to Nikki's birthday. Uh, the dollhouse was throwing her a surprise party, and I thought it was a good idea that we walk, right? Because she didn't know what was going on. So I was like, okay, follow me this way. I just got to show you something in game, and I got so lost. Just the map navigation, maybe it's a me
That's,
thing, right? Maybe we don't
I think,
navigate by foot enough, so we got to work
the
on it,
issue really.
right? Like
Mm,
I don't know.
We on
No, I
the
think the issue really is that it's just not the same kind of like logistical experience as you get in less and more fluid games, in the sense, like more fluid experiences, like games that are actually designed to be games. Um, and so like walking around feels really clunky. Looking around feels really clunky. The camera is being so close. Like it should be really easy to be able to add an option to make the camera much further, and then we can see better and all that
Right,
kind of
which
stuff.
they
It's just,
did.
yeah.
So you're exactly right, and I think you nailed it. And I think the new client
Mm.
with being able to see the buildings in the distance, maybe I'll know that my head ass was going the wrong way the entire time. So we were like 10, 15 minutes late to Nikki's birthday. Yeah, I was sweating bullets.
Vehicles, and vehicles.
Yeah, I mean,
But
do you
yeah.
use the POIs in Google Maps? I don't like you click restaurant or gas station, right? Like, or you type in.
You're
So
right.
I just think the POI system's totally. We didn't have categories for scenes back then. We didn't have favorites. Um, so we created this like point of interest so that we could highlight where something is on the map. But now we have all of these other filter categories, and just exposing them to the user experience kind of replaces POIs, in my opinion, for the headaches and the somebody feels bad because their friend's POI is getting removed or it's stale and they take it personal, or the work that goes into it. It's kind of antiquated. Just my thoughts.
Hmm. So kind of a thought popped up in kind of like your scenario last room that we remove POIs, but for like let's say it's like something linked to the events. Whenever a parcel is having an event, there will be like something on the map that like signifies like live now or something on that parcel. And it like,
Totally. I,
as the event ends, it goes
yeah,
away.
that's where I think like we're all playing over here in the DAO, like fighting each other over how to make it better. And POIs, we always go back and forth on. And it's like we have all of this metadata for our scenes, and when you go to the client, whether browser or the desktop version, there's a discover tab. So like, why can't we force the foundation to do better to show us the ability to filter for those live events? You could click on discover events and go live, right? But like, why not have an overlay that has like live events. You click on it and the map zooms out, and there's little hotspot icons for all of the live events. Like those types of things seem more impactful for new and reoccurring users to the platform than like, hey, you should check out our POI system. Like, it's amazing.
So do you know about Kenny? Kenny.io?
I do.
So yeah, I mean, are there others? This is like one thing, you know, that seems likewise. So I should just indeed go there and then post all those things that I'm thinking about there. Um,
Well,
is that something you've thought of
the
doing
SDK.
for where you
This,
just
this was my hope and
mentioned?
desire for the SDK liaison team to work with the foundation and take these thoughts and help present them to the foundation and figure out how we can organize better the idea into a canny or get it into a development cycle. Because
To get it
yeah,
into a Kenny. So I guess this is where I myself am maybe not entirely sure the best way of doing it. Like, what do you mean by getting it into a Kenny?
honestly, I think canny's ridiculous. I think
Okay,
like there's zero canny is reactionary, and I've said this as a broken record. I want proactive integration between us, the community, whether that's the DAO represented by the SDK team
I do
or
agree.
these calls, and have the foundation listen to literally what we would like to see in the platform. We trust them to build something amazing. It's gone average, I would say, since we're on a second version of a client in 2 years. Um, so like, that's what I wanted, more of this conversation, not going to a canny, having a foundation rep, however that meeting happens, in person, on a Zoom call. When people get together, things happen. When you just submit something on a form, somebody has to go look at it. They have to review it. There's no context. Then they have to reach out to the person. What did you mean by this? Then they have to go back. Ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous.
Well, ultimately, like that's when you're a software engineer and you don't really know exactly how the content producer thinks and everything. That's really the only way the only kind of interface that works. So, um, there's no choice really. Is Kenny the best option for this? I don't know. Is Kenny being looked at assiduously enough by the team? I don't know. But ultimately, there's really no choice. I mean, something like that. There's no choice. That's the way to do it.
Well, they integrated the Genesis City map, which was dope. And that, if you go to genesis.city, that website has more filters based on certain things. I would advise everybody to go try it if you have it, genesis.city. And you can see the Genesis City map with filters. Why can't those filters be in the client? Simple.
Because it does take a bit of development cycles, and then there might be other things that have more priority to work on. Um, it's all open source. It's not impossible to go dig in the code and try to implement it yourself, or try to find someone to help you implement it, or all that kind of stuff. And ultimately, this is where the Canny thing becomes useful, because people can go vote on other people's entries in Canny, and then the team can see what was actually, you know, more, what the community thinks is more important than others, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we don't have to go back and forth, Proteus, because we clearly disagree on
Right.
how to build
Well,
things. And so I just would like better communication with the foundation and what our desires are as a community. And I just would pitch that I think POIs are antiquated and there are better opportunities to use current information and current scene metadata to help us and help new users explore.
right. No, I totally agree. My point is more the tools that are offered to us to actually communicate those concerns and everything are not maybe not ideal, and everything, or not like properly presented, are not yeah, there's work to be done in that respect, but um it's not as, I mean, it's not as straightforward to understand what content producer wants the scene to do, or doesn't know how to ask exactly. I don't know. I mean, indeed, we're going back and forth. It's there's a point I want to make. It just slipped my mind.
Dr. Drip, I did see your mic
Oh,
unmute
I
for a
got
second.
caught.
Did you
Dang
want?
it. No, I was just gonna say I think I get what Proteus is onto. It's nice to have this channel of communication that they're finally, paying a little bit more attention to. We used to just complain in Discord and shout at the sky, and now we actually have this really cool thing to use. It's better than nothing. But I also see what Lastrom is saying. If we had a better QA team back there, or they were playing their own game back there, well, then maybe we wouldn't be forced to be the guinea pigs. But yeah, I do see both. I'm interested in what
Absolutely.
Scott has to say. What up, Scott? How's it going?
Yeah, I saw Scott up here for a second, but now I'm seeing that he's connecting. Maybe he like dropped down. Did you say what he
It's
wanted
those
to say,
nature
Dr.
walks.
Drip?
He always goes on those nature walks. He got the weird service.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Let's see if I can invite him to come back up. If I see him in the space, I see him as a connecting thing, which I can't invite. Oh, now he's a listener. I'll invite him back up here. See see how it goes. And yeah, Dr. Drip, to what you just like mentioned, like yeah, there was a time when we didn't have a canny and we're like, now what? It would just go into Discord and you know how Discord gets. Um now they have a way that they can listen to our or get our bugs without our shaking fists, which I kind of feel like the shaking fist lights a fire under their butts. Let's pass it over to Scott. Good morning, Scott. How are you
Hey,
today?
Simple. I'm doing well. You're right. I actually just got back from my walk. I was gone for like an hour and a half. I started listening in on what Lastrom was saying, what Proteus was talking about. And I've mentioned this before, and I think it's been precisely when Lastrom has been up talking, and just the role of project management. And I believe uh, is it Alvaro who's the project manager at Decentraland? It's yeah. There's definitely development cycles, but the not necessarily the project manager, but the product manager, right? What is the product? What is the service of Decentraland? And it's their responsibility to interface with the clients, with the customers, and figure out what it is that what their experience is. And there's the intention of the developers, what the designed experience is, and then there's the actual experience. And it's the product manager's job to um, you know complete that cycle, to talk to the customers, to talk to the developers, and see if everybody's pulling in the same direction. And perhaps there's something that the customers are discovering or using in a non-standard way, your product or your service. And I do think that it has improved. I don't think Canny is the hey I don't think Canny is the perfect tool, but in absence of no tool, I agree with you, Simple, that it's much better. It's like when you're taking a picture, what's the best picture to use to take the picture? It's the one that you've got, right? If you're out and you see five humpback whales cresting, all in unison, and you don't have a picture, or you don't have a camera, then you don't have a picture. But if you've got this crappy little flip phone with a 640 by 480 resolution, that's the best camera to take the picture with. So I guess that was just the point I was going to make, and wanted to say hi to everybody, and welcome back, Vanessa. Glad you're safe back on terra firma in the US.
Canessa probably heard your message, but is too busy cheering her daughter on right now. And yeah, thank you for coming up, Scott. Really appreciate you, and always love hearing your
I just
voice.
wanted to.
Um,
I just thought of one other thing. The reason I'm coming in so late, like I've been down in the listeners, but I haven't actually been listening. As soon as I signed on, Swissverse went live and did a live watch of the presentation from DCL, and I hadn't taken the time to watch it yet. So I'm just like, oh well, I'll watch it with Swissverse, and it's actually quite interesting. I mean, you could go through and like speed through it. But he's somebody who's been around since I think 2020. He mentioned a couple of times being there for 4 years. Um, just somebody who's been there. Like Lastrom, like some other people down in the listeners, um, who have been with DCL for an extended period of time, and to just um, truly appreciate how far we've come. Not resting on laurels or anything like that, but um, yeah, it was an interesting perspective, and I'm glad I got to share that live watch with him. So he did mention he just purchased, I think, like a 6 parcel estate recently in Decentraland. Um, so yeah, I think there's renewed interest in Decentraland, and the bear market prices of land in DCL doesn't hurt.
I always like seeing his opinions or whatever whenever an update comes. Uh, he's got that. I was gonna say like like he's been here a long time, so yeah. And a lot of the times he doesn't like what he sees, but kind of happy to see that there may be some positivity there. And Lastrom, I did see your mic unmute. You can take it away if you
Hey
like.
Scott, nice to hear from you. I was just gonna say I opened up the Discover tab. If you go to the map in DCL, there's a filter drop down, and the current filters are favorites and point of interests. Right. If you go to the Discover tab, there's I think like 12 categories along the top of scene categories that you can click on to filter the results of those scenes, and it has a jump in button. There's also an events tab, if people don't know, that have events, and there's a little live banner over the things that are live. So if we think Candy is going to get the best way for now, I would submit a candy to have all of that information just on the main map page. Why can't we add scene categories to the filter dropdown? It's already there under the Discover tab.
Just waiting to be
Let's
connected.
They even have icons, which is amazing. They've got a little game controller. They've got like the spade logo for casino, the music icon for music, a little palette for art, heels for fashion. I mean, they have icons already associated with these scene categories. And again, it's already in the client. It's just on a different tab. So it doesn't seem too difficult to just take that info and put it under the filters on the map.
So when you deploy a build through SDK, is there a way to kind of set what kind of build it is? Because if so, then yeah, these scene tabs would be great.
Yeah, you
Like,
could do the maturity rating, the category, all that stuff. I mean, there's a lot of
So
scene metadata if they allow
that is,
portable experiences. Proteus, can I finish?
yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. That is information you can get from the catalyst directly, even from the command line. I thought my mic was on unmuted, so that's why I'm a little confused now. But yeah, so yeah, it's ultimately the thing the thing to do, as I understand it, is to post a canny and then to go on Discord and drum the issue up and tell people, hey, I posted a canny, go vote on it, and then people go vote on it, and then the team sees, oh wow, people actually want this. That I understand is would be the way to get stuff forward in the current with the current tools at hand.
Thank you. Now, Lastrom, please. I'm sorry about that. Could you
Yeah,
finish that
sorry.
thought?
No, all I'm saying is the information's available. Scene developers have a lot of metadata to attach to their scene, and so we're already filtering and organizing that information at some level in the current client. So it'd be nice to just it shouldn't be that much work to move it from the Discover tab to the Map tab.
Absolutely.
All right. The question would be, who's gonna put that canny in so that we could all vote for it? But let's see how much power we really have with canny.
Are you going to have to do some kind of sort of drawing thing?
Yeah, builder exported scenes also have that metadata too, so it's bootstrapped and ready to go.
Sick. That's sick. Yeah, that was like my only like thing. Like I could see it like if you're deploying through the builder, there could be a section where like, oh, what is this build? Is it for music? Is it crypto, fashion, whatever? But yeah, through SDK, I was I don't know that side of things at all. So thank you for explaining it to me. Let's see. I do see one existence coming up to speak.
We got a full house. This is dope.
All because of you, Dr.
I
Drip.
did
You
it.
kept pushing us.
Yeah, you just gotta push people and make them make that chicken coop. What's up, one existence?
Don't be shy. Give it a try.
He was sick, so
Oh no. Yeah, one exists. If whenever you're ready, just unmute the mic. In case you're talking and
oh, he also posted a tweet. He's out here in Vegas. I'm close to Vegas. I say out here like I'm in Vegas, but yeah, he's at a convention or something.
My headphones were just dying, I think, when you started calling on me. So I was trying to get them back powered up instead of talking like this, but it's just going to have to work. So I love KJ's talking about pigs in space, because if anybody ever remembers the Muppet Show and Miss Piggy and the Space Crew, I had to post a GIF on that one. And I am here in Vegas. Something called Shakedown Street for the Deaden Company that are performing at the Sphere. It's crazy. I was posting pictures to Fancy of all the jewelry that's here. So that's all.
you're having fun, enjoying yourself. You're not sick. You feel good. I think he might feel good. Happy to hear from you. One exists.
I don't hear you, Sinful, if you've been speaking, so I'm going to drop down and try to come back up.
Don't know if you're hearing me though,
But
but
yeah,
yeah,
it must
he
have been
said a few things.
the shift whenever it went from like his voice sounding decent to like kind of like deep and kind of radio-y. That must have been the point where everything cut off. I've noticed like with
Stuff.
Twitter, if you go from like regular connection, like service provider to Wi-Fi or vice versa, sometimes they'll like just cut off and yeah, be bad. Welcome back, One Exists. Nope, he's probably struggling with his headphones still. Let's
Quite at the
see how many.
interplanetary internet yet.
Right, but one exists. If you can hear me and you smoke weed, Make sure to hit Planet 13. I'm curious to see the development over there.
While we're waiting for One Existence, I just wanted to give a shout out to exactly how many I've seen. I think 2 different appearances on different, both on Twitter, but just on different hosting. I don't know even know what to call it, but just making the rounds, talking about in-world builder, talking about developing games, that sort of thing. So always a fan of seeing other people talk up the space, talk up the tools. So just want to give a shout out to Lastrom for that.
I'm so happy you repeated the shout out because it was like perfect timing. I even heard Proteus laugh like
Yeah,
as soon as you said I want to give a shout out too, and then like it just cut. And then you came back for the rest of what you're saying. But we got the second shout out.
Murphy's really having a fun time beyond the grave with this game jam ending and everything.
Welcome back, One Exists.
So I'm like, there's no way this is this bad that I can't hear anybody talking twice. My earbud that I said previously powered off, powered back on, and it was in my pocket. True story.
That'll do it.
So, as I was asking earlier, are you feeling better? One Exists. I think Dr. Drip.
Yeah. Yes, thanks, Doc. I did hear you ask that. Thank you, Doctor. I appreciate your concern. Way better. Actually, so it's good to be out and about. He was here. I thought he might have been here. Yeah.
I'm not a real doctor, but I'll play the part.
Perfect. There's no accountability for anything that goes wrong later.
How long are you in Vegas for?
2 or 3 minutes, or 2 or 3 nights. Sorry.
Okay. You're basically like at that point, you're basically walking on the flight home. That's good. I'm happy you're out there. What hotels did you pick to stay at? Because I know
Run.
cities that have unlimited. Go ahead.
Sorry. Well, I stayed out in Vegas back in like October for the Breathe convention, and at that time I stayed at the Fremont in the old Vegas. And so I checked. This happened like way last minute, them asking me to come along. But I checked and I had free hotel stays at the Fremont, so that's where we're at again. But I've stayed at many in the past. A couple times at the Caesars. Pretty cool. I don't recommend Circus Circus. You're all free to guess as to why that one is. But yeah, I don't recommend that one at all. Even though I bungee jumped outside of Circus Circus.
That's cool.
And yeah, I had an edible and I'm a little high.
I was telling you that you should check out Planet 13 and take many pictures and videos because I would like to see if they've developed on their quote unquote vision. Have you ever been to Planet 13?
No, I don't believe I'm familiar. and very
It's the
intrigued now.
biggest weed shop, the biggest weed shop in North America. It's right across Reef, which is Wiz Khalifa's dispensary where they sell KK.
My friend that I would have figured would have heard of it has not heard of it either. Google it. Google Planet 13 when you get a second.
Yeah,
It,
Planet
it'll blow your
13.
mind, I'm told.
Yes. Thank me later. You can even keep call me or email me my praises. Um, last time I was in Vegas, where did I stay? Okay, I last time in Vegas I stayed at the Cosmopolitan hotel, which is like one of the few hotels that offer balconies in Las Vegas. Here's a little dark comment because I guess there's a lot of, happenings out there. People like get too happy and jump too high off of stuff. Yeah. But yeah, I stayed there, and I think oh yeah, I had one night at the Bellagio as well, which I didn't like the Bellagio. Like, as nice as it is, I didn't like it as much as the Cosmopolitan. Uh, Cosmopolitan was more like I don't know. I guess my style.
I like the Venetian and the Palazzo. Those were always my favorites. Classy.
The Venetian.
But have you
That was
ridden
one.
the Stratosphere?
No.
Why does that sound familiar?
That's
I
the roller
have.
coaster up on
It's the
top of that
scariest
tower.
motherfucking roller coaster you'll ever ride in your life. Sorry, Scott.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I did years ago. I think it was back in 1996.
You're literally at the top of a casino, and if you've ever seen how tall they are in Vegas, they're pretty freaking tall. And they got a roller coaster built around the outside at the top. And when you get on it, you look straight all the way down to the street. It's crazy. Fun. I highly recommend it, but not Circus City.
I would die. There is no way in hell you will ever catch me on the stratosphere.
I'd hold your hand.
Courage is
But
seeing the fear, facing, doing it anyway.
Fancy, there's a super cool one of one wearable for that for just for you if you rode the Stratosphere.
I'm torn between sold and hard pass still.
I'm trying to think if I did anything cool like that when I no, I don't think no, not neither time. Instead, I went to go see some rocks at the Grand Canyon or something like that, I think, when I could have been riding roller coasters in Vegas. One one hotel I did stay at was the Luxor, the big that big pyramid that you see when you like drive into the strip. Yeah, on the pyramid.
I've been in it, but I had always wanted to stay. But somebody told me recently it's kind of run down inside. But I guess I could always go find that out for myself because I think that's one of the cooler ones. Hard Rock, plenty of times. I think I stayed at the Rio once, the Paris one.
Yep. Oh,
Um, that's all I can think of.
my friend, when the hotel room costs $17 plus resort fee, uh, the Luxor, trust me. That's how much I paid for my room at the time, like $17, and the resort fee, which was like 25. So I guess it would be like a room for $37. Or no, wait, my math is off there, is it? Yeah, no, it's not. $37 or $42. Not bad.
Yeah, I had to pay for my first night of like 31, and the next 2 nights are free.
Ooh, I see Mana Daiquiri in the crowd. What up, Mana? Thank you for popping in today.
So I'm getting death glares from the chicken coop building squad. So I think I gotta go stop procrastinating. We just gotta. It's halfway built, and we just gotta get it built so the chickens can stop sleeping in our bathroom. It's getting obnoxious. So I've been not taking a breath from anything because of the game jam. So now that that's all over. Oh, I'm excited to get the chicken coop done. M's car is on jacks. It's been that way for like 2 weeks now. Finally got the parts to finish that. My dirt bike is took apart. I got the parts for that. I'm excited to finish that. But yeah, I got to get out there and build the chicken coop. Sin, thanks for the conversation, everyone. Thanks for participating and jumping up here and entertaining me and everything. Much love. I'm looking forward to the future that Decentraland brings because I truly believe we're just getting started. I think that DCL is going to have its time. But I love each and every one of you guys. I'll catch up with you guys later. Have a good weekend. Bye, everyone.
Take care, Dr. Drip. And am I the only one that thought he was talking about a digital chicken coop?
No, it's real. I'm sorry, but maybe I will make a digital one. I already made a 3D model of our property. So who knows? Maybe I'll secretly turn that into a build, and no one will know they're actually partying on the layout of our land. But
I thought it was part of a grant, and that's why he was apologizing for the
yeah,
coop,
I'm
chicken
sorry.
coop.
I'm failing the chicken coop roadmap. No. All right, you guys. Later.
Later. Take care, Dr. Drip. I, I I love that Dr. Drip dude. He's a good dude.
He seems to be, but he only plays one. Remember?
uh, alrighty. I mean, what? I mean, I'll pose the question to our current speakers in efforts to continue the space. If not, perhaps we can just start to wind down. Would there be any other topics, or would anyone like to continue any topics that we have covered today? Hands up. I saw Fancy's hand go first.
Yay, I win. No, just a real quick thing that I want to throw out there. At Summit, we got awesome swag bags, and in one of the shirts that we got, it says, oh, let me see, what does it say? It says, I only have 37 friends. And I thought that was just the cutest, most funnest, like, play on the meme of Decentraland only having 38 users. So I posed the question in our Summit chat that um, if Foundation would allow it, would we be able to make that a wearable so that we can give it to everybody in the community for free and, include them in some small way? Basically, Diego told me that that's something they gotta get cleared by legal, but if that is approved, I would very much like to partner with one of our existing creators to have that made. So if anybody's interested, let me know.
And
And
and I will add to that, Fancy. If people go buy the Rustan designed Decentraland shirts on CryptoLids.com, the proceeds that I technically receive, I'm putting in a wallet, and we get up there, I'll that'll pay for the submission fee for you. So if you don't have one, at least check them out. I'll put the link up if that's okay. Simple.
uh, I heard ECL legal team have to ask question toward them. So I would expect an answer maybe around this time 2 years from now.
They did answer, didn't they answer you, Fancy?
Diego They
thought they
would
said it
reach
was.
out to them. I haven't heard back,
Oh,
but
okay, okay.
I will stay on it because I want to see this happen. I think it would be really cool for everybody to get to have a little souvenir from the summit, even if they weren't able to attend.
And even if they don't, um, the funds from the shirts and stuff still will go to somebody's submission for something.
If they say no, we can't do it, I will strongly encourage them to do it themselves, and I will pay for the submission fee so that it's not an additional cost to foundation. But I think it would be greatly loved by the greater community.
Perhaps maybe like the reason why legal team has to say something maybe is because of the IP. So I'm thinking like why not just change the font and change the color?
Yeah, there's that too. There's a way. We have the will, so there is a way.
We definitely have the will, and between all of us, we have the mana.
I have $3.
That's like that's like more mana than I have in my main account. Go ahead, one exists.
Okay, so you may have talked about this and I missed it. Um, any updates on when meeting with for another meeting for the 2-year anniversary?
Vanessa said she'll start a spark for us here whenever she's ready. Kind of briefly spoke about it earlier. Gonna probably try to bring the beast into it and kind of like make it one big bash to celebrate the linked wearables that just went live for the beast and the 2-year celebration. I don't see why that or how that.
And that reminds. Oh, sorry. I don't know if I'm hit speak simple real quick. Okay, I didn't hear you.
What's up?
Okay, okay, I hear you. I hear you. Um, I think I posted in the CBD Discord. Um, I have a bit piece I like to raffle off during the 2-year, and the proceeds from that will go to the submission wearable submission account too. But if anyone knows how I can do that in Mana, maybe, or how some of the other options have went, I appreciate that assistance.
Okay, kind of have an auction for a bit beast. I mean that would definitely play very perfect with the 2-year since if we're gonna try to involve the beast. So very good idea when exists. Uh, Kind of thinking to auction it. That is an interesting question. I'm like thinking if we could use like some Web3 platform that has already been built. I'm like for some reason I have Zora floating in my mind for this use, but I'm trying to think if you could use it as an auction. Can you, Scott? Do you know?
There's Manifold. I would actually encourage that. Um, if you're going to do, I mean, there's auctions on pretty much any of the artist NFT sites. So is the Bit Beast, is that just a 2D NFT? Is that a 3D asset? Um,
It is just the 2D. It was an additional project to allow others still into the community as well.
um,
And then it also gave bonuses to those that held original
yeah, I mean,
bees.
it could be done easily enough. You know, there's an auction mechanic on OpenSea, right? So it could just be done through that. But if you wanted to control like who could enter a bid and that sort of thing, like you could have just a separate a separate NFT, that somebody would buy, and then that would be traded in for the Bit Beast or whatever item it is. I know that Manifold, it's maybe a little daunting to get something set up just from 0 to 1, but once you do, they have a large number of apps that you can add on. And one of them is an auction, um, and yeah, they have a lot more. Uh, they lean more towards empowering the artist. So I've been using Zora just because I've been trying to explore it, but I would say my favorite, um, just in terms of variety and power and empowerment of artists, would be Manifold.
And I did look at Manifold recently, and it, yeah, I got lost somewhere.
Hmm. I'm thinking of like even like instead of an auction, could even try a like raffle kind of yeah, kind of like doing it as a raffle, and then you could like kind of release the NFT on either Manifold or Zora or whatever, and then make sure people know that this is like one NFT equals one entry towards a giveaway, and yeah, that could be.
And more people would have an opportunity at a lower price too.
Oh, I do. I
Mhm.
like the raffle idea. That way, you get something even if you don't win the ultimate prize of the Bit Beast or whatever it is. You get the raffle ticket, which is an NFT, and that's your memento.
Well, not, now you put the pressure on me to design a cool one. I'm open to help on that. There's got to be a way to make it a little extra cool, whether it's holographic or something, or appear in bit matrix. Each dot appears and then forms into the raffle ticket. Just a video type thing.
I'm not sure if I caught the whole sentence, your whole last sentence. I caught the end of
I
it.
would, I had just two ideas popped into my head for a design for the raffle tickets, and one was holographic, and then the other one was being as they're bit beasts. Um, the raffle ticket appears one pixel at a time until it forms the full lottery ticket. Just kind of like a movie, a little short GIF type NFT,
like display
animated.
like how many bits are in the image, and then make the supply that amount of bits, and every mint is like a piece of it. Is that what you're referring to?
No, but you just sort of maybe you just gave me the idea of how to come to a fixed number. That was kind of cool. However many pixels. I'm gonna have to talk to Miguel. May have to do that one.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean definitely that's definitely something we could all work towards together. Uh like as we ramp up our organization efforts.
Oh, and one more thing. If you are listening, Hu Pao, I apologize for the Sophia POI. I think I had another post that I might not have posted, but I also got pulled away from everything I was doing because I was asked last minute to come to Las Vegas and had to drop everything. But I'll respond. So just apologizing on that one.
Mhm. Thank you. And let's see, I'm looking around the room, seeing if there's any new listeners. I see Theater District.eth is back. Welcome back. Welcome back. We got Quan in the building. What up? And yeah, I'll invite anyone that would like to request to come up to speak. If you would like to ask any questions about Decentraland or talk about any topics, you're more than welcome to. Same goes for my speakers. Uh, our stamp time so far is 3 hours and 10 minutes. We're freaking good at this Twitter space stuff. Fancy, did you learn any Argentinian songs that you can sing for us?
No. My Spanish is very, very, very bad. I'm actually lucky to have people like KJ and even Canessa was really good with translating. But you know, I blinked and smiled a lot.
Smile and wave and blink.
I blinked a lot because I was fucking tired, but it was still the most amazing time ever. Because I heard you guys talking earlier about the is the hype still there? I think it is. I think people have to get back home too, and it's not everyone. Some people are still out and about, but I loved it. So
I'm happy that you got to experience it. Go ahead, Scott.
Oh, I was just gonna bow out. I got a lot more grades and paperwork to file. Thanks for having me up, and yeah, I'll see you guys. See you guys in the metaverse.
thanks for
Next.
the input, Scott. Appreciate that too for the auction or possible raffle.
Yep, thank you, Scott. And oh, he went out before. I was gonna ask him when was school over? Because last week we had kind of just started conversations around like a far house CBD space, and that we could like start in the future once the school year is all done. So yeah, if any of you are on Far House or would like to get on for Far House, just feel free to contact Odd Job or I, and we can get you in. For any of you that don't know, Far House is like Web3 Twitter Spaces minus the Elon. So if you like Web3 Twitter Spaces minus Elon, then that's definitely the app for you. And I think and Odd Job came back up.
Yeah. No,
Welcome.
I didn't realize I didn't hear your question, but I did when I was down listening. January 5th is the last day for students. January 6th is when my grades are due. So January 7th, I'm a free man.
You mean June, right?
Yeah, yeah, I definitely meant June, not January. Yeah, June. Like
Okay, cool,
like
cool.
in 5 days, 6 days hence. Yes.
All right, cool, cool. Then yeah, we should probably yeah, kind of try to lock in a day to start. And also what I would like to try to explore is find a way to be able to broadcast these into the central or those spaces into the Decentraland, because right now the current state of things, it's like it's only a phone app.
Correct.
So
Yeah, and I know that Rami is, I guess, the lead developer, or at least the developer liaison to the community. I know that they are working on it. It's just like anything else. They've got a roadmap. They have a development cycle, and I think right now they're just working on getting all the bugs worked out of the first version of the client. So, but yeah, I do believe that is eventually, they want it to be ubiquitous and decentralized. So, uh, stay tuned.
Yep. All right. So then eventually we'll get it streamed everywhere. Well, thank you, Scott, for coming back up and answering my question. I'll let you get back to your grades and hard work. Swiss first, good to see you. I just saw you pop up. We're probably on our way to winding down here, but if you would like to come up and speak and share any thoughts on the examples that were shown for the new Decentraland client and all that stuff, you're more than welcome to. If not, Fancy will probably sing us the song of his people, and we will get final thoughts from Canessa. Also, make sure to like and retweet. Tell your friends that we've been here for the last 3 hours and 16 minutes. Welcome back, Scott.
Yeah, you can't get rid of me. I just as I went down, I just noticed Swissverse in the audience, in the listeners. So I don't know how long you've been here, but I did let everybody know about your live watch that that I partook in. I just want to give a shout out to Swiss, and definitely follow them if you're not somebody who's been involved in virtual spaces for many years. So yeah, definitely give them a follow, and good to see you here, Swiss.
Yeah, I think they like just popped in. As soon as you went down to listeners, I thought I saw his bubble come in. Always good to see you, Swiss. Always good to see all of you here. We have Pixelia in the house as well. Big shout out to Pixelia. Keep an eye out for Anten Radio, everyone. And yeah, I guess we can just start winding down here for the day. One exists. Any final thoughts?
I think I posted, no, I put it in the pill, but I'll put it up top too. The link to cryptolids.com if anybody wants to purchase the Rustan design of Decentraland stuff. New things are being added, so I think there's stickers possible now too. And if you want a chance to get into the Kid Called Beast, be sure to join the CBD 2-year anniversary for our raffle, I guess, to win a Bit Beast.
Thank you, one exists. And Swiss first did come up to speak. What's up, Swiss?
So you beautiful people, I just want to announce that I bought a Decentraland land and I'm back in the game for a little while. So I did not think that this will actually happen, but after seeing what these guys have shown off in Argentina, and shout out to Scott, he spent some time with me on a practice live stream. I've been reviewing this stuff and it's pretty cool. A lot of the stuff that I wished for haven't been announced yet, but it's looking freaking amazing, man. And I thought, okay, now is the time to buy a big plot of land and put something up there, because chances have increased for Decentraland going back up where it belongs. And I just wanted to say this. Let's see what happens. But I'm glad that all of you guys are here, and that I have a place to come and speak my mind, because I'm still passionate, man. And when I've seen these guys making progress and all these guys starting to talk on the stage and showing their face and they're all polished and nice looking, it feels like they're also ready to go to the next level. So yeah, man, thanks a lot, guys.
Question for you. Is it like being re-Decentraland born, coming back from what you left?
Could you please repeat the question? I haven't picked up on
Did you get some of the same initial feelings you had the first time you came into Decentraland, this time when you come back? Did you get a rejuvenation of sorts or anything? Just curious.
It's not. It's the same feeling for different reasons. Initially, I was a guy I was looking for kind of a trading opportunity, a place where you could buy and sell wearables. This is what brought me in, like, discussing prices, trading land. I thought this is kind of the plot. But then, but this time around, like, I like the idea of an open metaverse, and it's just visually started to look more like it based on the DCL 2.0 visuals that I have seen. Different angles of the camera, the better quality of the graphics, the more granular kind of body movements. It feels like it's it feels like it's more substantial, it's more complete, it's more lifelike. It feels like more people are going to be impressed when they get in here. And even if we don't have necessarily a good narrative why to stay here, it's visually and feeling wise more attractive. So people give it more chances, longer time frames to convince themselves. I cannot put it in the right words right now. I need a couple more days. It's just been 2 days since I'm into it. But if they put up a good builder, and if they build a tool, I would be 100% convinced. It's hadn't happened yet.
Amazing, thank you. That's you said a whole ton of what I hoped and imagined you might say. So that's cool. Really cool to hear because many have stepped aside, and that kind of adds extra hope to a lot more will be coming back sometime soon, just to check on what's there, what it was like, and hopefully they'll see the same things. So thank you for sharing that. That was well said.
Yep, definitely. And he did Swiss did bring up a very good point that, like, just like visually and even mechanically, it's gonna it looks better. It looks like it even feels better. So like that will definitely like people will be more inclined to actually get out in the world and explore it and try to find people and stuff like that. Like I totally get the the sentiment currently. It's like we're in 2024 and then new metaverse user comes in, logs in, and it's like PS1 graphics and you're like, what the fuck? I thought this was the future, not the past. So yeah, I do agree with you that like the that the revamp of like the visuals and even like the fields, I think they're and the movement, I think they were calling it locomotives, um, which I thought was odd because I thought locomotives were like trains and shit, but whatever. Um, But yeah, the locomotives, like it looks like your avatar has his knees bent, like your avatar's knees actually bend. So like it looks like an actual like he's running instead. I don't know. Uh, but yeah, I'm happy. I was happy to see like all the new stuff come out. I'm bullish, and I hope that like it's not just all talk, and there's actually some action behind uh what was shown in the summit. Because yeah, I mean, yeah. If you've been here long enough, you already know.
Well, I was reading down a list of some of your posts there, Swissverse. That's what triggered me to ask that question.
All right. So before Swissverse came up, I believe we were in the middle of winding down. Unless someone else would like to come up and speak, you're more than welcome to, or any other topics, anything that anyone would like to bring up, whoever's a current speaker. you're more than welcome to do that. If not, we can continue our wind down. We already got one exists down, unless he has some more words for us today.
Just tell Dr. Drip, get Penny and Chet. The sky isn't falling. I didn't know you were like okay. This smart. Sorry. I apologize for that.
Sorry about that. I was looking at the comments instead. I guess we can continue our wind down. Fancy, sing us a song.
No song, but I'll give my closing thoughts. Since as long as I've been here, Decentraland has kind of been my window to the world. After attending Summit, getting to meet everyone, it's completely changed how special it is for me. Logging in and seeing friends who I got to hug and communicate with in the real world, it's really just even more of a special gift for me. Meeting some members of Foundation and the development team and seeing that though we may not see them in world and interacting with us the way that we might hope, they have such a great and strong passion for the platform, and I feel like we're in really good hands with the current team. Um, just be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, give grace, be patient because the road ahead is still long and hard. There's still a lot of work to be done, but I'm really, really bullish on the future and I'm bullish on the community.
Fancy, you need to practice. You may have been born plain white trash, but Fancy was my name. Sorry for that terrible rendition. Then you have a song singing. Love you.
I really wish everything you just said you would have put it in a song. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Love you, Fancy. I'm happy. I'm happy that you going to the summit and meeting everyone. I see that spark in you again. It's been a spark that that hasn't that once upon a time shined very, very bright, and now it's back. And I totally agree with you, like about like meeting your friends like in real world, being able to give them a hug, and then like kind of like the departures of it all, like when everyone's like starting to leave, like it's such a sad moment and everything, but then like when you get home, like you see them again just in digital form, like I that is something that I even that helped me get through my mini depression after NFT Miami 2022. Like I was like all sad. I was like, man, we're no more friends. We have to go our separate ways. What the hell? I was all sad, and then yeah, coming back like, hey, alrighty. Oh yeah. Swiss first. Any final thoughts before we close out?
Man, I already said my closing words. I don't have any more fantasy here, but like I think if we compare this, if we believe in the repetition of the crypto cycle, and if we believe that Decentraland is tightly connected to this, then over the next 3 to 4 months, we are going to see an uplift in interest, and it's going to be another opportunity to show this community from its best side. And then another 12 months down the road, another opportunity to impress people with the new functionality when the alpha finally turns into a beta. And until then, man, like I'm just gonna do my best to help this process, and you guys already do this anyways. So this is it from me, man.
Thank you, Swiss. Thank you for coming up and sharing your thoughts. Really appreciate you, my friend. And let's see if if we are lucky enough. Canessa, final thoughts, comments? No concerns, because you're the concerned category of both of us. You handle those. I don't. All right. Looks like Canessa's still out, but um, you know, I'm sure it would be along the lines of stay healthy, play Fortnite, eat a lot of donuts. And yeah, thank you everyone for hanging out with us on this Saturday. 3 hours and 30 minutes. Not bad, everybody. Not bad. I'm telling you, we're good at this Twitter space stuff. Um, just take care of yourselves. We'll be back here next week, and I believe possibly next week the voting for Game Jam may already be either in progress or done. So possibly we could even chat a little more about the different games and experiences that were submitted. Thank you, everyone. Take care. Love you all. See you next week. Awesome, awesome space, everyone. Thank you for your time. All right, I'm gonna play some music here on Decentraland for a little longer while I, get some food in me and get ready to go along with my day. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Many, many, many thank yous to you all. Um, Let's see, what kind of music should I play for my friends? Deep House. We have live sets. Yeah, let's listen to.